say that about him, and I'm just like, everybody not lying. You tune into the Katie Talk 101 show. When you guys come in, make sure you hit that thumbs up. I don't think there's nobody watching yet, but let me see. I'm gonna share this out to Twitter.
Okay.
I'm gonna share this out to Twitter. But I just I feel like everybody time coming.
Mm.
Everybody time coming. And it's just like, hold on. In the community, like where we grew up in, the different communities where you had a guy that he probably sold, stuff, and he probably hustled in the street, was a big
Mhm.
time type of guy. A lot of those guys, they be perverts too. I've heard
Yeah.
so Girl, I've heard so many disgusting horror stories about guys who sold dope. Like stories about people trying to like trade off their kids for the trip for it, and it's just like so many stories, so many. Everywhere I go, everywhere
Mm.
you go, in any ghetto you see, it's the same things going on in the streets. Everywhere you go. And that's what we're here to talk about today. We're here to discuss our community and the different things about our culture. And
Mhm.
also, whether do you think family values override the push of the culture, or do you think vice versa? What do you think when it comes to this grape culture? What do you think about that, Majestic? Welcome to the show, too, Majestic.
Thank you. What I think about it, I wouldn't pretty much call it a culture. I mean, anything that a person talk about too much, it becomes a culture. But really, us as a whole, are victims. You know, um, I I don't really know. Like, I feel like it's a subject that's emotional to touch on.
Right.
Um, I mean, as far as I can tell you about it, I believe that any person who goes after anybody in that manner should die.
Ooh, that should be unalive.
Yes, unalived.
Oh my God. I feel
Because for a person to, huh?
I feel like when you take a person's innocence or you do something against a person's will, that's one of the most horrible things you could ever do.
Yes.
What do you
Besides
think about
unaliving a person.
what do you think about when the topics come up dealing with certain situations, dealing with grape? The things that you see people say, does some of the things shock you?
Yeah, it really does because a lot of people are ignorant.
Oh, and I think
And,
it really just comes out when topics like these are had. It's like you really see the real people, those people who you've been following on Twitter and Instagram and even some of your Facebook friends, how some people think so lightly about the topic. You can kind of feel where they would look at it. And then the scary thing about it, and I'm not gonna put this
Mhm.
on everybody because I want to say this first. I want to say this first. When it comes to how a person looks at grape and the things that some people say on social media, you can tell if something was to happen to their child, they will question their child. First of all, the first question they'll ask is, "Why were you there?" Instead of questioning,
or they would ask,
"Why were you
where
there?"
was
Why would you ask them why are they there? Don't you know when you say stuff like that, you are saying everybody is perverted. And a woman should expect a person to be perverted with them. So why were you in that space where you got violated?
I? I don't know about that because a lot of people be put in those spaces. So, you know, not saying it that was a hard way, that was a bad way to explain it.
Yeah.
Um
What you finna say?
a lot of people would, say like your mom going to work and she trusts somebody to watch you. You know what I'm saying? Different
Uh,
people can give out different vibes to people, and sometimes you would
well,
think
sometimes
the
they come
energy,
across.
huh?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Like the different energy people think. I mean, the different energy that people have sometimes don't always be the person that they are. That's where the manipulation thing come in.
A lot of people front. A lot of people put on the front.
Yeah,
You sure right about that. A lot of people do put on the front. And then I just feel like sometimes I think our parents can sometimes feel little things, but sometimes it's overlooked.
right.
There's been a whole lot of
Hmm.
people that got violated out in our community, and a lot of the things were overlooked. A lot of the little girls went to their parents and told them what happened, and they were questioned, why was you being fast? You always walking around here in these little bitty shorts around
That's a sense.
them
That's
grown men.
that's a sense of denial.
Yes, it's a sense of denial.
Because whether
You know
you
what?
in shorts or fully clothed,
Thank you.
it's like if a man trifling like that, he trifling.
He trifling. Why would you even blame that on your child? Not just all the way putting this same scenario as far as the Diddy's and the R. Kelly's and them, not putting that in the same scenario because those women were a bit older. But when you hear certain people talk about now, I didn't think I ever even heard R. Kelly just go into depth about grabbing a woman and doing this and this and that. Other girls said stuff about him, but Aaron Hall, this guy, he was actually in a damn interview. You remember I showed that in the video the other day.
Right,
What he
right.
said.
Hmm.
So it's
But
like
that's a lot of things like what I don't know. It's that's a lot of older men though.
it's a lot of perversion that goes on out here, and I don't care what culture you come from. It's going on with everybody across the board. These stories don't stop with a certain color. That's why it tripped
Mm,
me out when I ended up posting this, and this is what I posted here. I said these lyrics to this song, "Don't Be Afraid" of 1991, details Aaron Hall speaking on raping a girl and taking her virginity. And so I end up, posting it and I highlighted. I sent you the lyrics, remember, Majestic?
yeah, you did. I remember.
Yeah, yeah, I remember sending you the lyrics and you was like, I think when you messaged me back, you was like, wow.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna read out some of the comments that, a few people left. And I like for people to speak their truth and speak on their opinions.
Right.
I don't ever want a person to feel like they can't speak their opinion on the post that I have. So let me get into some of his comments, girl, because I think it was like 38, 39 of them.
Hmm.
A couple of people shared it. Hmm, okay, let me see. Comments. Oh, okay. I think that's it right here. Let me see. It is. Oh, girl. It's, yeah. Okay. It's like they don't want to show up. Oh, okay. I was I was looking through the comments and I was like, oh wow, this is insane. And you know, the first thing I think sometimes it's really traumatizing when a person take advantage of you at an early age because it make you when you hear certain people say certain things, your mind instantly go back to that moment when you were young and somebody took advantage of you and how people reacted in a certain way. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like when I ain't even gonna lie, like when I look under those comments and I heard, you know, some girl, I think I seen one of my Facebook friends, a girl that I actually personally know back from home, and she was like, I don't believe, you know, I don't believe this. Like, and I was like, dang, that's the same thing my mama said when it happened to me. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking, it's like it put you in that place.
Mhm.
And it's really sad that when you take a person's innocence away and when they see things in their regular walk in life, like when a topic like this comes up, and you know, I discuss this because I do the YouTube thing and I like to discuss things in my community. But when you see that, it make you think back to that
Mhm.
and not trying
Yeah.
to put every male in a position where people would feel like, oh, you're trying to deem every male to be predators or like this or like that. And I'm
It's
like,
women out here that's predators too.
thank you. It's women out here that's predators too.
Mhm.
And when there's a male who came along and said it happened to him, I can't tell him, hey, well, what was you doing around that grown woman? How was you acting? Was you flirting with her? Like,
Mhm.
no, I was only 9. Man.
Even a kid. The fuck?
Thank you. How can you ask a kid that? That's what I'm saying. How can our community the things that go on like and then even when situations like this happen, let me tell you this: the difference between our folks and other folks. When stuff like this go on in the other people communities, they be
Mhm.
like they
Yeah.
will not get on a post and say anything. They'll probably handle it on the back end. They'll probably give somebody a phone call or they'll email you. They're not gonna sit
Right.
under a comment section and say, and I don't know what's wrong with my computer why it won't let me stroll and see the comments. Oh, okay, here it is, here it is. Here go the comments. I can see it now. Look, I'm thinking I was about to say this is a conspiracy. they, they don't want me to talk about this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I do feel like that sometimes because I can remember speaking on some certain things, and I remember Facebook took my video down, and I wasn't even doing what they said that I did.
Mhm.
So I'm like, why are you taking my video down? And I try to contest it, and they still won't put my video back up. I'm like, wow, okay, this your platform. Maybe I need to come up with my own platform. I can say what I want to say. I'm a manifesting girl.
Girl, anything possible.
Anything is possible. Okay, so you guys can see this. I'm strolling on here. Let me make sure y'all can. Okay, share this. Okay. All right. I think you guys can see it. Let me make sure. All right. Okay. Okay. So that is that. The situation about the Aaron Hall lyrics and the stuff Aaron Hall said when he interviewed with Vlad TV on YouTube. Okay,
Mhm.
so a guy named Isaiah Taylor, he said that's all the truth. That's all true to a certain extent. But like the old saying says, believe half of what you see and half of what you hear. It's people out here not looking to get a dollar at all in all expense. The same people do the same thing. But okay. This another one right here. Oh, this a long one, girl. That girl, when I say they was writing paragraphs, hold on. I don't care if rap, men, rap women, country music, bluegrass, R&B, this, that, and the third. Girl, All this, girl, look at all this that this person wrote. You see all that?
Uh-huh.
Girl, all this shit. Let me start in the middle.
All this girl.
Getting hurt like a
Look,
drive back in the day, R&B.
they felt passionate about that.
They is, ain't they? Man, I wish they would be more passionate to get a job or they child support. Boy, they passionate about running these.
And not even pay child support, take care of their kids.
Thank you. They're not even that passionate about that.
Man.
And then, girl, I don't even want to read all this because it's a whole bunch of BS. I'm going to just read you what I said.
Yeah.
Girl, let me see the end. The end is saying, I'll tell you exactly where all this is buying every new tape, album, CD. They made dancing in the house parties, grinding to the music, pulling up, playing loud, and steady promoting it. I'm just saying again, stating these absurd true facts, these absolute true facts, and not downing your opinion, but just elaborating on it. You or anyone tell me I'm wrong. Oh yeah, okay. And then this guy, his name is Kenneth Richardson. He said, Isaiah, right? These women are on some hell of a drugs these days. So he came out of nowhere and said, I'm on a hell of a drug.
Girl, you know, men think different. Sometimes you got to look over their ass hair.
I'm not trying to change that way of thinking. But when you come on a post, you need to come knowing facts. And most of these people don't hear commenting. They didn't even see the interview where he said he grabbed the woman and took her up to the room and after when he first met her.
But you want to know a crazy thing?
What?
Because they just took back a flashback because when it happened to me, I told one of my family members who I trusted, who was a male, and he said to me, well, have you ever thought that he was great, or what was you doing? Huh?
He wanted you to consider what the person went through?
Well, no considering with me, girl.
Girl, he actually said
huh?
He actually said, have you ever considered that maybe he was great too?
Yes, ma'am.
So what, is he the one who did the raping? How do he know? No. Why would he say that?
I don't know. I told him about it. I told the person who I trusted about it, you know, and that's what he said to me.
Oh wow, that's
and the reason why I told him was because, hey, you a person I look up to.
That is crazy.
Wow.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
And that's part of the reason why a lot of people who was great, they go through a lot of attachment issues.
Yes, they go through a lot of attachment issues, and it's like when it happened to you, you don't trust nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and after he said something about a hell of a drug, some of these women are. I said, well, Kenneth, now you're accusing me of being on drugs because I have an opinion. The world we live in is astonishing. You're welcome to come on my show if you're open to have a.
Yeah, where is he? Because I love the baby. I love arguing.
I would love to add him up. Girl, they ain't here. Let me tell you, if I was talking about a different topic, it'd be a lot of people here. But look, when it comes to talking about our culture and the things that go on in our culture, a lot of people run from those topics because they know it's a lot of sticky conversations that's gonna go on. But if we don't talk about it, then it'll never get dealt with. Oh yeah, let me share this back. Okay, here we go. Let me finish reading this, girl, because these comments. Okay, so yeah, I said when you ready to have a adult conversation, you're welcome to come on my show. And Kenneth said, Katie, I didn't specifically say you were on drugs, but yeah, women out here act like they can't comprehend right from wrong. What you mean comprehend right from wrong? Some sort of a chemical imbalance. What do he mean by right?
Oh, he need his ASS whooped.
Girl. And then he commented again and he said, Katie, I would love to come on your show. Girl, let me go and see. I'm gonna go on. Let me go down in that comment section from my phone so I can drop. Cause I would love for this gentleman, Kenneth Richardson. I would love. I'm about to extend you an invite, so you could come on the show. But girl, it was a lot of things said up under there. I'm gonna finish reading it. Just let me see in this. Cause I'm like, yeah, he needs to come on and let's speak about what happened. Or how he feels. How he feels. Because, everybody has the right to their own opinion and they have the right to state how they feel. But
Right.
for him to say something about knowing right from wrong, at the end of the day, you have a famous man who was famous from a very long time ago, R&B singer in our culture, and after the Diddy stuff went on, everybody digging it. Oh, this person was connected with Diddy. Let me see what they did. Oh, that person was connected with Diddy. Look up and see if he did a Vlad interview. And that's how everybody else get added to the mix.
Girl.
So I would think, well, you would think, but everybody don't use damn common sense. Common sense ain't common. But you would think that they would stop getting in these interviews. They would stop getting in these interviews running their mouth the way they do.
Right. Girl,
what is it about those men that get in these interviews and do everything and say everything that they saying?
Yeah, I don't know. Men are just weird, but not all men. Well, shell of men are weird.
They weird. They are
They
weird.
Yeah, it's like they got. I don't know, girl. It's just weird. But I believe that any woman being great is not something to lie about. Some people deal with past trauma differently. Some people handle it well. Some people to heal from it. Some people still hold on to it, and some people still hold grudges. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's true. That is true. They still hold grudges.
Yeah.
They still hold grudges. And I feel like this when it comes to things like if you're willing to debate a person, you are never supposed to debate a person that don't even want understanding.
Right.
If you're talking to a person who just want to be right and want to make you look wrong, you never debate with a person like that because they're never even going to try to get any understanding.
Right.
It's going to be like you talking to a brick wall.
Yeah.
It's going to be just like you talking to a brick wall.
But I believe that any man who was raised by a woman, that goes back to the Tupac situation.
Oh,
Since
yeah,
the
we was
song by Aaron Hall,
section.
Any man, I feel like any man who was raised by a woman, you know what I'm saying, should feel ashamed of themselves for graping women and treating them in any kind of way as well.
You got to think though, males have something called testosterone.
Yeah, but women have testosterone too.
No, but men have more than ours.
Yeah, that's true, but
testosterone.
I wouldn't even use that as an excuse though.
Girl, let me pull this up right quick.
And that's where we mess up a lot as women because we make excuses for them. Not saying that you making excuses for them. But
Oh no, I'm gonna tell you this. They're actually their functions are incapable of doing certain things. It's not like we make hold on, listen. Girl, hold on.
okay,
Okay. This stuff characteristics. Let me see. Oh yeah, and I just want to say this too. Shout out to the Queen Maker. I've been following her channel. I'm in the process about to buy a book. I got to get my money right first, but I'm finna buy her book soon. But she speaks on the chemical testosterone. It gives off a whole lot of things, and it creates men where they actually are usually always performing in their lower self. It's like testosterone won't let them be great. But let me let me pull it up. It's
mm-mm. I don't
girl,
believe in it
girl. I promise, it's science,
because a lot of men ain't the same.
girl. Most ones I done ran into her. Girl, hold on. Okay. Look for that damn word that she said. It's like I can't remember. I can't remember the exact word. Okay. Let's see. Okay, no special otherwise. No, that is not it. But girl, I don't want to speak on it right now. I'm gonna have to do another show about that because I don't like to speak on stuff and I can't pull it up right now. I'm gonna have to pull it up and then talk about that. But just
Okay.
about the whole makeup of men, it got the whole damn breakdown. And it's like this: we're not making excuses for them, but when you look at their hormone, it's like they can only do so much.
But what hormone make us act the way we act? Because we
Estrogen
ain't all the way right either.
hormone, and it's another thing some people don't realize. The whole makeup of a woman and the estrogen that she have in her, women are actually meant to be leaders. Women are meant to be the leaders. Men are not.
I don't believe. Look,
And another thing, because I wish I could have pulled that damn thing up. But another thing is that the male emotion like that comes from testosterone, they're really not even able to have sympathy at all.
hmm
A lot of them are not able to even have sympathy. That's why you see some guys that claim they love a woman and they continue to like cheat on her and always cheat on her
hmm
because they're not even capable of loving. They're not capable,
I don't believe it because every man has testosterone. It's some good man out here.
but they're not able to proper love. Some of these men can't even properly love themselves.
I don't know because it be men that ain't never cheated on their partner.
Uh, It's a lot of shaky, questionable males out here. It's a few good men, but for the bigger,
Look. Girl,
but for the bigger part, girl, I don't know. I don't know. And then it was something else I was going to talk about too when it came to oh yeah, when it came to the stuff that Aaron Hall was saying, when he was saying all of these guys seen my ping, I was like, what in the heck? So these guys just be around showing off their pings to each other. When
girl.
he said all the guys
I don't
seen
know
my
what type of dudes them are. 'Cause,
ping, he said he liked to perform in front of other people Because he like to put the little peen guys to shame.
Girl, what? Girl, no, he did. No, he didn't say that.
Yes, ma'am. He said he like to do it in front of them to put them
Oh
in
wow,
like, yeah, look at my mess, BBC.
girl,
I was like, oh, that sounds creepy, weird, and it sounds a little LGBT.
yeah, girl.
I was
Which
like,
nothing is wrong with LGBT,
oh
but
yeah, ain't nothing wrong with them,
don't
no.
be out here playing both sides. Don't be out
Mm-hmm.
here shooting up the club and shooting up the alley. For real, don't do
Trying to shoot up every building he can.
it, girl.
Girl, you is
That's crazy. She wanna
you ain't never
say,
lying. They do be shooting up the club in the alley, don't they?
girl.
Yeah, he done shot up that dude alley, girl.
Look, this, ugh.
You ain't lying. That is a mess. And then I had ended up seeing something else on Facebook. Now I thought this was foul. Now I can always call a spade a spade. I don't care if it happened to a female or a guy. Okay, I can always call a spade a spade, and I'm not the one to jump on somebody's side just because they're a woman.
Right,
Because right is right and wrong is wrong at the end of the day.
exactly.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh. Okay, let me see. I had ended up sharing this situation. Okay, let's see. Okay. Girl, look at this. Before I even go to that, look at this damn. Look at this picture. Girl, they just sit up and put a whole damn lace front on this baby, girl.
Mm-mm. Trying to
Girl,
make her people grow up too fast. I guarantee she was from this younger generation that I'm in. But
why are
I
these
don't know.
lace fronts on
I
their little
don't understand. I
baby?
just thank God
This
I
is
was
the picture
raised.
show to talk about the
With,
culture. Girl, look at this. They didn't put a whole lace front on this little girl.
well, she looked like she could have cancer and alopecia though.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, so we can't just go off the video and be like, oh well, they trying to make her grow up too fast, or they trying to make her
I'm
grown
just
at
saying,
an early
her hairstyle
age.
do look like a little kid.
Yeah, she's a little kid. Oh, okay. I
She got
see what you're
hair. She
saying
got hair on her scalp. It just look like they cut it all off.
now.
But
Okay.
why not put like a headband on it? Because she didn't have any ball patches, so it's
Or they could be trying to promote their business.
oh they probably make weeds. I don't know. I don't know. Don't you think they probably should have
But it's cute. It's not a grown hairstyle. I
yeah.
um I seen the video that a little girl had on a bob lace front and her hairstyle looked so grown.
I think I know the one you talking about. She was on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just be
And she had,
scrolling and
she
looking
had
and
that little,
scrolling and looking.
little shoulder bob.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I felt like
at least it do look like a kid thing. But I think
right.
it was the lace front. I think that's what kind of shock. It was a little shocking. The part about the
Right.
lace front. But it's a 360 frontal with the little afro puff. So
Give me chemo. Give me.
oh, I like them Bantu knots she had. Them was cute. Okay, hold on. Let me find this girl. Okay, here it is. Now I think I don't, and I'm gonna say this is all allegedly because this is a story I found on Facebook, and I really don't know this to be true. I just know It got a lot of shares and it got a lot of reactions. So now
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna look at it and react to the situation. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this up. Let me make sure I can see it good. I'm gonna put this. Okay, so it was a young lady who ended up, I guess she ended up like in a relationship with this fella.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what she ended up posting. Hold on. Okay, she said, I've been in the hospital for 2 weeks now.
Yeah, I seen that.
Oh, you seen it?
Mm-hmm.
Happened, I think these people are out of Little Rock, if I'm not mistaken. I think
Mm-hmm.
Rock. And it says, let's see. Okay, yeah, I just got out of the hospital, and then let me go to this other one.
I seen that whole thing, and my thing is, why you wait so long to bash them?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And she said, "Be aware, be aware. I had sex with this N about 7 to 8 weeks ago. Went to the doctor and tested positive for um for a non-curable STD that starts with A and ends with an S. And chlamydia also. And she said this N did my bank and ran off, put it on my son and still ran off and left. He ended up leaving my bed sheets stinking. His breath smelled like ASS, and not to mention his booty was.
Okay, this because like I'm trying to. Okay,
Why
you
was
saying
he stinking?
all this about this man, but he's still cracked though.
Yes, you let him bust inside of you and you got pregnant by him.
So that means you already, she already knew. Hold on for a second.
Okay.
Hold on, just a second. My food came. Hold on.
Okay, go ahead. But oh, I was just thinking, like, why would she even post all of this? And you talking about how bad his hygiene was, and she still sit up and laid up with this guy. I was thinking, like, what in the what? That's disgusting. Mm-mm-mm.
Girl, she was in love with that man. Hell,
She was in
hell,
love with him, and
had
what
to be.
it sounded like he ghosted her. And then this is what I was thinking. I got so many questions because she said she ended up messing with him 7, 8 weeks later. She went and got checked up. She found out that she was 6 weeks pregnant and she had chlamydia and so-called HIV. Girl, so that means when she first met him, she slept with him. Like, what is the time frame? Like, how long did you know this guy?
Mm-hmm.
I
Cause you
got
got a baby bomb.
like
She
how
got
long did you know him?
she got a baby bomb. So
Oh, she got a baby by him?
ain't that what you just said?
Yeah, I thought she had another one. Now I heard she said she's 6 weeks pregnant.
Mm.
Girl, I don't know. This whole story, it sounds.
It sound off. Cause if you 6 weeks pregnant, let me add this together.
I mean,
You
she got pregnant the first time she messed with him.
and when you go get checked for your baby and stuff, you get checked automatically.
Yeah, because you usually be a woman. Usually, when she hitting close to 2 weeks being late for her cycle, if you close to 2 weeks and you go, you usually be anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks pregnant.
Hmm.
So that mean I'm feeling like if she haven't been knowing him, I'm feeling like she slept with him on the first day and got pregnant. Cause she told me she went to the
Yeah.
doctor and she said she was 6 weeks pregnant and you met him
Let's
7 weeks ago.
let's touch on that too. Sleeping with somebody on the first night does not make you a 304.
No, it don't make you no 304.
Hey.
It really don't. Because I'm going to say this. I know it was this guy, and I still talk to him. We chop it up all the time. And let me see, the first time we met, did we do it? I think the first time we met, we did. But take in consideration, let's see, I had got out of a relationship I was out of that relationship for 3 months, and then I ended up meeting this guy out here in Vegas. This is the only guy I messed with since I've been in Vegas. And, you know, we ended up meeting up. We went out. We had a good time. What's that, Jay? Hey, what's up, Jay? Welcome to the chat. And let's see, we ended up meeting. Let's see, I left that guy alone. It had to be the very end of March. I ended up meeting this guy early July. So that was for about 3 months. And me and him ended up sleeping together like around the time we first met. But we used protection. And I've been knowing him, and every time we mess around, we always use protection. Because I look at it like this: if I'm not in no real relationship with you, why are you laying up with people with no protection for? At least I feel like at least you need to stay with the person. At least if you stay with them, not saying that a person don't cheat, because people cheat all the time. And I just look at it like, if you're not seeing them coming and going, and you're not seeing how they move, why are you the first night letting the person come in you, no condom? I mean, come on, ain't that too soon? Like, you don't know how this person moving. You don't know. Or like, damn, you look at him and you was like, oh, he that fine. I don't even want to use no raincoat. He that fine.
I ain't never met a nigga that was that fine.
Me neither. I ain't never met no nigga, and the first thing I thought, oh, I want him.
But sometimes things do happen.
Monday Night Raw. I ain't never met no guy like that.
Yeah, not Monday Night Raw.
So J601, he said that's something he haven't did yet. Yeah, and I feel like that's just something I hear all the time. Like the story when we was talking about DJ Kid, and that's a non-black man out of South Carolina that gave over 600 and some black women HIV. So think about that. All of those 601 females. Look, he said he wants to. He said he wants to. Are you trolling, Jay? He said, I want to. So Jay said that he want to meet somebody and go raw. So is that exciting to people?
Yeah, I can tell you.
Oh, no. I guess some people think it's something exciting. It ain't exciting when you wake up and you gooey in between the legs. You wake up gooey in between the legs and don't know why. Why is it so hot and gooey down here?
Yeah.
Oh, you remember that girl, Keisha? Remember Keisha from the corner store?
Yeah.
Keisha from the corner store got you ooey and gooey in between the legs. Don't do it, JJ601. Don't do it. Oh, but I just think it's dangerous. It's dangerous. I don't live by that culture slang that they say you only live once. No. I make good decisions.
Yeah.
And I'm not finna let you raw dog me. At the end of the day, you can even if somebody. I don't know, it sounds like they hanging pictures downstairs.
But guess what, though? Hello.
Oh, he said he's from Mississippi, and his name is Jason. Nice to meet you, Jason from Mississippi. I'm Eddie, and I am from Arkansas, but I reside out of Las Vegas currently.
me find out. Now, let me stop.
What'd you say, girl?
Let me find out.
Oh, girl, I think you about to turn the Katie Talk 101 show to a day show. Majestic, you want to holler at them?
Girl, no. I got a man.
Oh, you got a man, girl. Ain't
Mm-mm.
nothing wrong with it, girl. You know, it ain't nothing wrong with having a little side piece, girl.
No, something wrong with that.
What you say so wrong with it? Okay, he said, I used to come out your way all the, hold on, let me see this. I used to come.
Let's stick to the topic.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. Nice to meet you too, Jay. And I was just thinking when it came to that girl talking about how the 5-6 weeks later you went and got checked, you pregnant, you got committed, and you got AIDS. Girl, you just got a whole bundle package when you went to the health department that day.
Yeah.
She found out she's pregnant and she got 2 STDs. Like, what the heck? You just had a whole lot going on, baby. And then the part when she was talking about how his breath stank, said she went down on him to get him fellatio, and she smelled booty.
That ain't got nothing to do with your breath.
It ain't got nothing to do with your breath, but it sounds like just all together, it sounds like this guy just smelled bad. Let me look at him and see, do he look like he stank?
You do. He a dreadhead girl.
Oh, some of them redhead dudes do be stinking, don't they? Some of them don't be washing their body or their hair. Not all the dudes.
What the hell?
You play too much, Majestic. You said he did look like he stank. Let's see. Dang, she might as well walk into traffic. Thank you. Look, JJ said she might as well walk into traffic. She done walked into the health department and had all that. I'm pregnant. I got chlamydia. I got the cloud. And I got this and that. Like, what the fuck? Girl, what you done went to the health department and said, I want to get the community package. Let me get that community D package. That is a shame. But girl, I know I cannot play. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about this too, because you know I said we was gonna talk about this. Now I know I cannot play this video because it is, of course, it's copyrighted. Shout out to Sexy Red. Hold on, let me make sure I got the right one. Oh, I gotta make sure I got the right video first. So it'll just basically show the beginning of it. Okay, I had to stop it right there. Okay, so this is the video Free My Daddy. No, not Free My Daddy, Free My N word. So yeah, as you guys see, we're talking about who has the biggest influence over the culture. Is it the culture or people family? Now I cannot find the video right now before I start talking about the Sexy Red.
You said the culture of the people family.
Yeah, you know, like how the culture is music. The culture is more than one thing, though. The culture is the music we listen to, the schools we go to, the churches we go to, and then you have the influence of your family. So what I just said, there are 3 things that kind of influences us and influences our behavior and
I don't know. I grew up in that era where it takes a village to raise a child. You know what I'm
I
saying?
did too. Because you know, I was born in the 80s. I was born in 81.
And I don't know, the generation that I come from, they weird. That's what that's why I say I'm glad I had the mama that I had.
Girl, I did not know my cat was in here. Let me let her out. Hold on just a second, okay? I ain't going nowhere. Girl, yeah, I was born in that village to raise a child too. But it got to the point people stopped. They stopped even liking people to chastise their kids. Like, don't get me wrong. When I grew up, the grown ups in our neighborhood that knew our mamas and stuff, like they was allowed to chastise your kids, and that don't mean. Okay, I had to let her out because I know, girl, she'll be at the door meowing. But they was allowed to tell you stuff, but like the neighbors didn't whoop us or nothing like that. The neighbors, he said I was looking. But yeah, the neighbors they wasn't allowed.
What?
I don't know. The neighbors they was allowed to say something to you if they seen you being out of line. But it got to the point people didn't even want people saying nothing to their kids no more.
My mama went that type of mama. You see my child do something, say something, and then when you say something, as long as it ain't really too much out the way.
If you see them doing wrong, you can say something.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
You a grown up, shit.
Oh, he said I got a sexy tongue. What the heck? I didn't even know I was showing my tongue. Was I showing my tongue?
Yeah, I ain't seen no tongue.
I don't think I said one either, but okay.
He got some other stuff on it.
He said, not in today's time. Yeah, that village raise a child, that's not going on now. How was things growing up in your community? What was it like in your community?
Mine.
Uh-huh.
As far as what?
As far as like how many siblings did you have? Were you the middle child? You know,
I was the baby.
You was the baby.
Mm-hmm. And all the rules that apply for my two older brothers, they apply for me too.
Okay. Whenever they went places, did you have to go? Did you have like that kind of moment? She was like ready to hang out, so you had to follow your big brothers and sisters.
What you mean ready to hang? My mama was ready to hang out.
Yeah, cause I'm gonna say this.
My mama. No, I wouldn't so much say that. My mama was
I
like,
wouldn't say hang out like go to clubs, but I'm saying like that she went on dates and things like that. And when my mom divorced, I'm gonna say this because it reminded me of a story with me when I asked you that. I remember this at the time I was 7, so I was born in 81, so this was the late 80s. Girl, look, I'm 7 years old. My brothers and my sisters, they were at junior high age. They was like, 7th and 8th grade. Or 6th and 7th. It was one of them. But they ended up going to a junior high party because my oldest brother was in the 7th grade, my sister was in the 6th. So they ended up going to the junior high party. And my mom had something to do that night. So she made my older sister and brother take me and my other brother. So, girl, I'm up in a junior high party. Keep in mind, these are kids who are 12, 13, and 14 years old. And I'm 7. Girl, don't you know, I get to that little dance. My sister on the floor doing her thing. My brother somewhere up in some girl face. My other little brother, he's sitting down chilling. Girl, why an 8th grade boy came up to me? Girl, I'm not knowing. I'm a kid that likes to eat. Okay, but
you shouldn't have been there.
I shouldn't have even been there. Thank you. But my mama was like, "Oh, take your sister. She want to go too." Let's see. My mama didn't let us outside.
What was your mama trying to do? Why was she trying to get all y'all out the house?
I don't know. She had something to do. That's why I was saying she had divorced my daddy when I was almost 3. So she was out. She was kicking it. So look, I'm at the damn dance. An 8th grader came up to me. He was like, "You want something to eat? You want a soda, a snack, or something?" So he took me to the concession stand. He just told me to pick out what I want. And I think I picked out like some popcorn, a soda, and I got like some Skittles and stuff. So he was like, "Come on up here and talk to me." And then I walked up there on the bleachers with him, and I was just sitting down, like eating the popcorn, drinking the soda. And he was sitting there talking to me, and I was just sitting there eating. I didn't know what the heck was going on.
Yeah, he was trying to break you, girl.
Oh, probably was, wasn't he?
Mm-mm.
Girl, my sister came up from out of nowhere. I didn't know where she came from. And my sister said, "That's my little sister. She's 7 years old. She in the second grade." And he said, 7 years old. You know, I'm 5'7". So like I was always a tall girl for my age. I was always
Mhm.
a tall, thick girl. But girl, he said 7 years old. Girl.
Mm.
And he hurry up and ran off, girl.
He was gonna Pee Wee Herman.
Girl, you ain't lying. Girl,
Mm-mm.
I'm just sitting there, just don't know what the heck going on.
Girl.
Going on. But
Okay, you knew somebody nice was trying to offer you some popcorn.
hey, I got
Girl.
me some. He'll be talking like that dude in the damn song that we show.
Mm-mm.
You ain't finna air and haul me, baby.
Girl.
What about you to grab my hand and took me to a room? Boy, you better let me go.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, thank God for
Stranger
it.
danger.
Huh?
I said stranger danger.
Girl, I know that's right. That sure was a stranger danger. Girl, I just dropped that link in the comment section. If anybody would like to join. Let me see if I can pin this. I don't think I can. But girl, yeah, I remember we went to that damn dance. I was like, I was too damn young to be at that dance in the first place. And
Mm-hmm.
it was like that a lot. Like in the hood, I mean, I would say that we didn't grow up in the hood. We grew up on the nice side of town, but where we used to hang out when we used to go to the Boys and Girls Club after school and stuff. Did
Where
you ever
you grow up?
go to the Girls Club?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it used to be a lot going on at the Boys and Girls Club. I got a lot of taste of the culture too when it comes to being in places like that. You get to see
Mm-hmm.
so many different type of people from different types of families.
Okay.
But
So where did you grow up?
I grew up in North Little Rock.
Mm.
Yeah, North Little
What
Rock.
neighborhood?
We stayed on JFK off of
Oh
where
yeah, you was on the good side.
Avenue
Yeah,
is.
you was on the good side.
Yeah, that was the good side. Elementary, I went to Park Hill Elementary.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And, what you say? Yeah. Yeah, I grew up in a decent side. But just being honest, even though I grew up in that side, I used to always be in the hood. All my friends lived in the hood. So I knew what the hood was like.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't tell people where I was from because if you tell back in my when I was in school, if you told the people you stay in like a nice neighborhood like that, like they looked at you different. Like I didn't they
Ain't
looked
no wrong with being from a nice neighborhood, girl.
yeah, ain't nothing wrong with it. But let me tell you this: in our culture, if you come from that side of the town, people gonna look at you like you green. They're gonna look at you like you don't know nothing.
No,
So
I mean they'll look at you like you a goody goody, but
yeah, let me tell you this, and this
not.
is an example of what I'm telling you. I knew a girl. She grew up off of like Lakewood, like Indian Hills, Lakewood area, and she was a black girl. Girl, you know the people at the damn school when we in junior high, they threatened her, told her to bring them $200. They threatened.
I would have been up there laughing.
No, allegedly, this for real. Girl, she's so scared she just stole $200 out her grandma because her grandma was raising her because her mama was on this stuff and her grandma was raising her.
Girl, nah, I wouldn't have saw her look. Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm. Look, Jay talking about me too. Me too. What? You threaten somebody for their money? Oh, he probably grew up in the good side of the neighborhood. That's probably what he's talking about.
Look,
but ain't nothing wrong with growing up on the good
side of the neighborhood.
I ain't gonna say I was like no Nunu from ATL or nothing like that. It wasn't nothing like that. But it was a decent little house. It was a decent house. And but shit, we used to have fun down in the hood. I used to like to go to the hood.
I bet you did. Well, what hood is
And this is another thing. He said, so I could be her bodyguard and pull up. Okay, yes, be my bodyguard, baby. I'm Whitney and you Tom Cruise. But
y'all crazy.
Okay, but I can remember like going to the little bowling alley, going down off of Pike. It was a bowling alley. You know where that probation office is over there off of Pike?
Mm-hmm.
They used to
Coming
be the
down to the hill. Mm-hmm.
They used to be the bowling alley, girl. We used to have so much fun, girl. We used to go there Friday nights.
Mm.
Then they had the little games and stuff. Like just thinking back how it was before we had the internet. Like people really had to talk to each other.
Girl.
And it like I think it put us in a it put us in like a position where your communication you had to have some type of communication in some type of game. Cause if you didn't have no game and you couldn't communicate, like you weren't hollering at no girls back then. You could just slide in a DM. You could slide in somebody's DM like, hey, you know, what's good? I seen you looking good. Like, it wasn't. It could be
that. Mike, Mark them fucked up the kids.
Oh, we have the internet that messed up people communication too. And I was talking to one of my clients because you know I cut all types of different people hair, all colors, ethnicities, and everything. You know, not too many black people, but a lot of other races of people and stuff like that. And it was just like I remember this one guy I was talking to, he ended up saying, yeah, if a lot of these guys was pushed back into them times, you know, all of they when nobody be getting none, when no dude be getting none. You know, the game is like set up easy for a woman to get it because a woman got something that men chase after. So it's a little easier for women.
I don't know.
You don't know about it?
I ain't never tried it. I wouldn't think about trying it.
Try what?
It's like I said, I ain't never tried it. I wouldn't even think about trying it. It's like saying, yeah, I know I can get him. I got these good, you know what I'm saying?
I got this good stuff.
That's weird to me.
Yeah, that is kind of weird. But what's up with you? Something to say? What's good? She said, "Hey everyone, how are you guys? What's good with you?" Chat. But I think when it comes to guys, a lot of men, I think some of them, yeah. Actually, me and my sister was talking about this, and I wanted to talk about this too, because I noticed a lot sometimes in a community after a guy gets to a certain age, he gets grown, and he'll say stuff like, "Didn't no girls try to holler at me back in the days? Didn't no girls like me?" And me and my sister, we said there were girls who actually liked a lot of guys, but those guys just didn't like them type of girls because most guys end up trying to go for the prettiest, popular girl, and that girl always shoot them down because she got so many options.
They do that to this day.
They still do that. They chase the women who don't want them. And that's why a lot of guys.
The women who want them.
What you say?
And then the women who want them get the shitty end of the stick.
Thank you. And JJ say I've been driving trucks for 18 years. When I come off the road, things change so much. I had to adapt to everything. Oh, that is crazy.
Girl, listen at him. Look, listen at him. Don't every woman go for a truck driver, sir.
Oh yeah, he know. No, he just talking about the society. He talking about
Now, because I'm saying, if you a truck driver, you not driving. I don't know no truck. I mean, it could be possible, but I don't know no truck driver who drive 365 days out of a year.
he probably just drive a lot. He probably drive a lot. Salute. What's up with your House of Urban podcast? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat.
Ask him if he want to get on here. Cause
would you like to get on here, Jay? I sure would like to add you. Let me drop the link again. Urban Podcast, if you want to get on, you can hit that link too. We just talk about things. It's just a general open chat discussion about the community. But yes, I was just talking about. Oh, this is what I was about to start talking about. When you and I was talking about how before we got on here, how Aaliyah and even Brandy, Aaliyah and Brandy them and Monica them, they used to sing about older guys and make songs about older guys. And as we got older, we realized, like R. Kelly was talking about. I mean, not R. Kelly. Aaliyah was talking about all them songs when she was singing about a grown person.
Yeah, that's true. But you want to know something though?
What?
I like them older.
You like them older?
What? I ain't wrong with it.
I just started adapting. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I just started adapting to older men when I was probably in my late 30s. But as far as when I was like young and in my 20s, I messed with one older guy when I was 19. He was 34, and that was a bad experience. Like he tried to run me off the road. Like
yeah, what?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
He was crazy. So after that situation, I was just scared to talk to older guys after that situation. I always just stuck with guys my age. Let's see, average women like older men. What you mean? Oh, the average woman. Okay. Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you this.
My homegirls, they don't like older men.
Say this, because I was just about to speak on this situation too when it came to older guys coming like to the schools like to pick up the young girls. Like I seen it ever since I was back in junior high. Did you see that when you were in school, Majestic?
Because when I was in school, we went, some females was, but I wasn't focused on no dude.
Come in. Good night, I love you. All right. But I wouldn't really just focus on a guy like that. I was working and stuff. But I always had me a little boyfriend. Like since I was maybe in the 10th grade, I always had me like a little boyfriend. But I was being like, but shoot, I used to be catching the bus and stuff. And I'm gonna tell you this, it was this one guy I met, and he was my boyfriend for probably when I was in the 12th grade. Me and him was going together for 7 months. Like most of my 12th grade year. And he was just here. His mama was in the military, and he was a little older than me, but he wasn't like crazy older than me. I was 17. I was a senior, and he was 22. He was 22. He was from Queens, New York. Cause girl, I remember when I met him, I was looking at him like, I know he playing with me. He trying to roll up on me like he's some tall dude. But I don't have nothing against short guys. You know, I am kind of tall for a woman. I'm 5'7". So I'm
taller than you.
Yeah, I'm 5'7". So he was like probably like 5'5", 5'4", or something like that. But he had a lot of confidence. So that's what really made his confidence. I ain't even gonna lie. His confidence attracted me to him.
Okay.
Yeah, it did. I just thought about something. I ain't gonna say all that though, because I don't want nobody looking at me crazy. But
yeah.
But I used to be over his house kicking it with him. He used to come pick me up from school, and he used to come pick me up from work, driving his mama car and stuff. And then I remember one time when he was on his way to my house because, I stayed off of JFK, like off of 8th Avenue. And when they moved from New York, they were staying in some apartments like towards Indian Hills. All the way to JFK. Oh, it was some real, I think it was Overbrook Apartments. You remember Overbrook?
Yeah, they still there.
Oh, they still there. Okay, yeah. Him and his folks stay in the Overbrook Apartments. That was my first time going to them apartments. They real. I think they still real nice.
Yeah.
But girl, I picked him up. He had two pet tarantulas. That was my first time ever seeing somebody with a pet tarantula. He loved them tarantulas. Girl, he pulled them up out of the aquarium to my rub it. I'm like, I'm not touching it. And he used to always take me to the movies. We'd go to the little mall. Yeah, that was my cool little boyfriend.
What movies y'all used to go to? Tiny Tin?
We used to go to the movies that was in the shopping center where they're targeted and where it's a Target and like a TGI Fridays or Applebee's or something there. You know what I'm talking about on McCain?
Tiny Tin.
Mm-hmm. We used to go there.
The dollar movie.
Yeah. Well, the end, no, it was the one by Target. Then was at the time those was the $5 movies. The movies cost like $13 now. But we used to go there, girl. Yeah, the movies was $5, and then you go across that bridge, and that was the dollar movies.
Okay.
Now, girl, they used to go down at the dollar movies back in the day on the weekend, like
the dollar movies over there by Burlington's and stuff.
Yeah. Girl, we used to be over there kicking it so hard. Now we used to kick it over there.
Okay.
Yep. Then what's today's? I remember his name was I need to look him up on Facebook. His name was Trayvon.
Girl.
Girl, yes, Trayvon Calendar. Oh, he was so handsome. Girl, why his mama that walked in on us, girl. That's what I was about to say.
What?
Because when I had thought about him, I started thinking about that and laughing. Girl, his mama that walked in on us. And he talking about, can't you knock?
Well.
I was like,
and you was how old? 17?
I was 17. He was 22.
Okay.
Yep, 5 years older than me. But yeah, that was my little boyfriend. But I just remember they ended up moving back. They moved back to New York. Oh, they go Urban Podcast. Let me add him in. What's up, Urban Podcast? How you doing?
What's good? How my audio sounding?
Oh, you sound perfect. Can you hear him too, Majestic?
I can hear him.
Okay, perfect. Yep,
Okay,
everything sounds good. Sound good. How you been doing tonight?
I've been doing good. Been doing pretty good for the most part. What about you, ladies? Y'all been doing pretty good?
I've been doing great. How you been doing, Majestic?
I'm fine.
But yeah, we was talking about the Diddy situation and the Aaron House situation. What you think about them situations?
Well, the time is up, so that law is getting ready to expire. So people are gonna do what they got to do to try to get that money. That's all I can say about it.
I know that's right. I just look at it like this: if somebody did me wrong back in the days and took advantage of me, and one of them guys had some money, like how we was just talking about how we went through tragic things as a minor, Majestic.
Right.
Just think if those guys who violated us when we were minors, if we found out them guys was millionaires, girl, I'd be going after them too.
I would.
You would?
No.
Well, I'm speaking for myself because I sure go up after them. Mm-hmm. And I get the family member that I told, hey, you remember I told you he had did this and this and that? Yes, honey, we're getting charges. I'm getting money because I got to look at it like this. With that money, I can not only set my life right, but I can also hire a psychiatrist to counsel me. You know how we were talking about how how when I see other people talking about certain situations, I instantly flash back to my trauma. You need counseling for that.
You know, God
You
is
you
your
you
counselor.
Girl, but you need an actual counselor too, somebody that you can go into their office and sit down. And perhaps maybe you may
Do
get
you,
diagnosed with something. Maybe you may need medicine. You just never
do
know
you,
what may
do
be
you
going on.
know that 90% of counselors are people who haven't been through the same tragic things that you've been through? So I feel
They
like
go
if
to
you,
school for that. They go to school for stuff like that so they can counsel us through it. What do
but
you
my
think about
thing,
what's your stance on counseling urban podcasts?
I feel that that counselor is very beneficial if you go to the right one.
Yeah, that's right.
and what is
Yeah,
the
and
right one?
I mean
You
it
don't
does
know
it
the
does
right one.
depends.
It just
Yeah,
Huh?
it does. Yeah, it just depends on who will be the right fit for you. You know, you don't have to just go to the some random therapist or psychologist and just stick with them. If they don't fit with whatever type of experiences that you're going through or what type of experiences you're trying to get through, then you can just find another one until they fit.
See, I love the way you just said that because that's what I was actually hitting on.
oh, okay.
Hmm.
That's true. That's true. Cause I
Yeah.
just feel like okay, like when it comes to Cassie, um Urban Podcast, are you familiar with Hassan Campbell?
Yeah, I'm familiar with it. I know what happened with him, but what's
You
up?
heard about the situation that happened last week.
Yeah, I actually did a show talking about it last week.
Oh, I need to go back and watch it. I need to go back and watch it. But I just feel like when it comes to Hassan, you know, Hassan will get upset like anytime it comes to anybody getting justice when it comes to stuff like that. But to my knowledge, Hassan never tried to pursue any type of he never tried to pursue anything against Bambata. He didn't he said good night, y'all. First time I'll be back. Okay, most definitely come on back. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, JJ, and thank you for tuning in. Most definitely.
Yo, salute, JJ. Salute. Good night. Be safe out
Most
there.
definitely. And I just feel like Hassan should have tried to pursue some, and then I know a lot of people may look at it like maybe a victim sympathizing with the victimizer. They see Hassan in a picture with Bambata as a grown man. What do you think about that?
I just honestly think that if these situations really happened to him, that he's supposed to be in and got compensation for that a long time ago instead of just creating a channel and just expressing it now. You know,
And now he's talking about
but we
celebrity.
have our huh.
He's talking about
I didn't
celebrity.
hear what you say.
He's talking about celebrity gossip now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if he's still having this type of traumatic experience and he's still talking about that, yeah, he not only he need to get therapy for that, but he need to, he need to get compensated. That's what these women doing right now. They had a traumatic experience, so they're gonna get paid off of it. So why not he? But I know the reason why he's not gonna do it. I know why.
Why
Because
not?
it deals with his pride and ego as a man, because a man don't want to feel like he's vulnerable or weak.
Oh
And
yes,
he
and
feel
he
like
don't want
if
he
he
don't
feel
want to
like
put
if
himself to be a victim.
exactly.
Oh, that's so sad. If you're a victim, every victim needs their justice. Every
Yeah,
victim needs
facts.
their justice.
Facts. I agree. That's the only way you're gonna get your relief is when you finally feel like justice has been served. But throughout the commentary I didn't hear from him, justice haven't been served yet for him. So he's gonna forever talk about it.
The
Yeah.
thing about justice is justice being served doesn't mean that it's really justice being served.
What do you mean by that?
Like a lot of people say, oh yeah, this has been done to me, and this has been done to me, and the person that got arrested or whatever the case may be. But still, at the end of the day, you still gonna have the same feelings that you had.
Yes, that's
Just
true, but I
because
feel
people say stuff is justice is served doesn't mean that justice is served. That's like
like
saying
I
somebody
think the
get.
closure may be a bit of justice for some of them, though. The closure.
I
What
don't. I don't.
Yeah,
think
that,
so. I disagree.
Yeah, I
yeah,
really.
that's
What do you
yeah,
think?
that's basically yeah, that's basically when people saying justice is served. That's basically what they're talking about is that they get a closure. But I can also understand the justice viewpoint too, because some people, even when they go through all the process of legal actions, whatever the case may be, they still haven't got closure from that. But the only pushback I have on that is that that's based on that person. That person have to choose to have justice be served or choose to have closure.
That's right.
That's true.
Yep, it's
That's
up to you
true.
to choose to have closure. And I think I would say the hardest thing about closure is that the forgiveness part. I think that could be a hard thing because when you sincerely get closure, you first have to forgive the person who wronged you first. And I think that's what's holding a lot of people back from getting the closure that they want. Just like certain situations dealing with my mom, and early on when I got on YouTube, I talked a lot about the relationship I have with my mom. There is none. So I know when it came to a lot of things dealing with her, I feel like I had closure because I just accepted, there's certain things that I want closure on that I'm never going to get from her. So me accepting that was my closure. And then it's just like for so long, I think Majestic dropped out. She'll probably jump back in. But I think for so long I was just hold on, let me get that off. For so long I was looking for justice in the situation dealing with the relationship with my mother, and I just realized I was never gonna get that closure. So I just took that and understood that and was able to move on from there.
Yeah, that's understandable. Very understandable. One thing that people do is that they believe closure is for them to have control of the situation. You know what I'm saying? That their type of closure is that I want the situation to be done this certain type of way. And just like how the way you put it, just because it wasn't done that certain type of way you was expecting it to be, you accepted it for the reality of what it is and let it go.
Mhm. That's right. That's right. And I feel like me letting that go, that's where I got my strength from. Like I was talking to my sister and
Accepting doesn't mean healing.
I'm sorry.
Accepting doesn't mean healing.
Well, I just think when it comes to certain things, it can be different for certain people. I think it could be different for certain people. It's like when you accept that certain things are not gonna change and you can move on, no longer having that person in your life to continue to push the dysfunction. I think that's like stopping the dysfunction to me was me taking my power back because I noticed a lot of dysfunction going on with my family, and I feel like me blocking that dysfunction from me, from my energy, from my children, from their energy, that was me taking my power back. Stopping the dysfunction is very important because that way
Yeah,
you.
that
Oh, go ahead.
yeah, that also what she was saying, acceptance doesn't mean healing. I actually agree with that to a certain extent. It is true, but once again, that circles back around to a choice. You have to choose to want to be healed. You know what I'm saying? You have to choose to want to move forward. But sometimes, what happen with people, sometimes is that for pride and egotistical reasons, they don't want to heal or they don't want to move forward. They want to hold on to that as long as they can. if that
Mm-hmm.
makes sense.
Oh, you're right about that. They want to hold on to it. And when you know what, when you said that, it reminded me of I don't know if y'all watch like Madea movies or whatever, but I remember this one movie. It was Madea goes to jail, and they was like in jail talking to the prison counselor, and she was like, "Yeah, a lot of y'all holding on to stuff, and y'all need to forgive people." And it was a woman like, "I can't forgive my daddy for what he did. I just can't forgive it." And you know, Madea was like, "You in here doing all this time on lockdown, and your daddy's somewhere living his old life, and you holding on to what your daddy did." And she was like, "Well, you don't know what he did." And she was like, "Well, you still need to have forgiveness because you the one in bondage. They're not."
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
I,
facts. Facts. I agree with that. I agree with that. Yeah, that was to be honest with you, that was one of the most powerful scenes that Tyler Perry did in that movie.
oh, it was.
When he was explaining that for real. It'd be like that too. That's in relationships, either with a man and woman relationship, family relationship, whatever case may be. It be that way where you so mad and you so still caught up with what happened. That other person is just like you said, they're living their best life. They ain't even thinking about you. So it would be more logical for you to do the same as that thing. Let it go, move forward with your life. But at the end of the day, it's based on your choice, whether if you want to do it or not. And you could self-sabotage yourself as well too. Put yourself in self-sabotage, self-bondage.
Yep, that's so true.
That's true.
That is so true. You can't keep yourself in bondage, and that is not the life to live. Let's see. Let's see. That was or ghetto wretchedness with them gone. That's my pet peeve. I don't know what she means by that, but okay. But yes, I think forgiveness is the best. And I'm gonna tell y'all this. I remember it had to be maybe a year or so before I actually started the whole YouTube thing. Because I think I initially got on YouTube and started doing videos like in October of 2019. So it's been a few years for me now. And I can remember like kind of having like I call it a nervous breakthrough. Some people call it a nervous breakdown, but I call it a nervous breakthrough. But it's like I had a whole nervous breakthrough on Facebook, and I just like went live, and I was just, basically telling my testimony, and I was very emotional and stuff like that. But oh my God, it's like when I got off that live, I felt free. Like, yeah, I know a person may look at it and be like, oh, she broke down telling all her family business on the internet. But it was like I had to tell somebody. Let me tell you what happened to me. This was it was August the 8th, 2018. It was like 888. And when I had looked up that date, I remember it was talking about something. Hold on, let me look this up real quick, and I'm gonna keep talking while I'm looking it up. Um, it was like I had a whole breakthrough, and once I got on there and I was talking about stuff that happened to me, like as a child, and trauma that I went through, and I spoke on it, and afterwards I felt a whole weight like lift off of me. Um, and I just felt free. I felt free. And like I said, I know a lot of people be like, "Oh, they told their business all on social media," but oh my God, it's like that day changed my life, and I never forget that. Let me see. Okay, this what it was right here. Okay.
Were you in any type of professional therapy or counseling during that time?
Oh, this what I was going
Prior
to tell
before
you about
prior
that.
before you prior before you
Oh,
did
I had
that?
to break down.
Hmm.
Oh, let me tell you this, because this is crazy. Okay, I'm gonna share this, but I'm gonna talk to you about it in a second. Yes, I actually was seeking it. If y'all remember how Medicaid was at that time, it was certain Medicaid that would pay for you to go to counseling and stuff. But I think the type of Medicaid I was on wouldn't let you get that coverage. So you could see, because I think I was on a Am Better back in Arkansas. Something to say said I first came across your channel when you discussed Young Dolph passing. Oh yes, I remember that. That was when Dolph had. Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, how long Dolph been passed? Was that 2021 or 2020? That was 2021. Yeah, I
Yeah, it's
remember.
on 21.
Yep. So she been following me for a couple of years. Shout out to your son inside. I remember that. But it was this one situation when I ended up going to a counselor and I went in there to fill out the paperwork. I was actually like in the midst of going through, like going all around town. This was my fourth place I went to, and they didn't accept the coverage that I had at that time when I was on Medicaid. So I couldn't get it when I went to that fourth place. It was some black girl at the desk, and she looked at the application after I filled it out, and she yelled at me and said, "We don't take this kind of insurance. We don't take this." And I was already going through a breakdown. I was about to snatch her up from behind the counter. I was about to snatch her up, and some told me, "Don't do it, don't do it." And so you dealing with a woman that's in a place trying to get counseling, and I'm being like loud talk very rudely about a woman who worked at the vicinity. I was about to go through a thing, and I remember that last place I went to. I ended up, I stayed up the street from there, so I ended up going home. My kids was at school. It was early that day, and that was the fourth place I went to, and I can remember pulling up in my garage because I had a 3-bedroom house, 2 bathrooms, garage, backyard, front yard, all that before I sold my house and moved out here to Vegas. But I remember getting out my car and I was about to walk up the 2 little stairs and go into the house. And it's like I sit down on the stairs right there and I just like broke down. I started crying and I was just like, oh, I'm trying to be out here getting help. I'm trying to serve my mental health needs, and I can't get that. And I remember the frustration, and I just ended up going live and just letting it out. So yeah, I actually wasn't in counseling, but I was seeking counseling.
Yeah, that's understandable right there. The reason why I was asking that question because my only concern is not I actually talked about this on my channel too is that sometimes we become way too loose with sharing our personal information with people that don't even matter at all at the end of the day. But in your situation, I understand why you did what you did because you needed that release at that time and you
Yes.
seeking to get that type of release, but it wasn't happening. You know what I'm saying? So that was your final resort of doing that, which is look, I'm just gonna let people know how the way I'm feeling at this moment so I can just get all of this out, you know. So in that situation, I get it. I understand that. But sometimes in other people's situation, like I say, they share too much of their life with people that don't even matter. Then next thing you know, these people give you negative critique about your life and try to break it down and say all these negative things and end up cyberbullying you based on what you said and all this old crazy stuff, you know.
Yes, they do, because you got to be careful of who you talk your stuff to. But thankfully, when I was going through what I went through, I didn't have any trolls. Actually, I had, oh my God, when I came out talking about my abuse on that Facebook, I had so many people inbox me, thanking me for telling the story. There were so many people, I'm talking about males and females both, who went through abuse. And they reached out to me and they thanked me for telling my story. Because it was like when I told my story, it's like I was talking for them too. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
Yeah,
like
because it's
I was talking for them too. And it gave
yeah.
them power, even though they didn't come out and speak on what they went through. They felt their story being told through me.
hmm Yeah,
So
and
like,
and
man,
That's one of the benefits of doing what you do, especially being a content creator or influencer. There are people out there who are introverts. They don't have the ability to really talk to people like that. But when they hear another person like yourself share a similar story or similarity, then yeah, they'll help them. Like you say, they'll empower them, and they'll give them a different outlook or perspective. They'll push them on through.
Yes, yes. It gave them power too. So man, shout out to everybody that had reached out to me around that time and acknowledging me when I was going through. So that was really empowering to me. And I was trying to find a video. I was just gonna share like a little piece of that video because I got it in here. And I was like, oh my God, that was from some years. What was that? That was 2018. So that was like 5 years ago. That was a long time ago. And it's like that's crazy because ever since then, it's like I've been free ever since. I've been free ever since. Oh yeah, let me read to y'all what this meaning is because I told you it was August the 18th of 2008. August the 18th, 2008, when this situation ended up happening. So I'm gonna share this, present, and this one right here. Okay, so let me read this to you. Okay, so what is the Lion Gate Portal? The Lion Gate Portal. The Lion Gate Portal is a cosmic event that occurs every year between July the 28th and August 12th, and it peaks August the 8th. It takes place when the sun is the Leo. It's in like a Leo sun. In the Earth belt and the star series line up together. So it's like the Ceres star in the Leo sun kind of intertwined together. So that's what that portal is about, and it kind of releases high frequent energies, and it brings along to us a rebirth of our spirit and energy. So that's like the whole meaning of the Lion Gate portal. So it happened, when it was AAA. What was that? August 8th. Oh, that was right before my youngest son's birthday. Yep, August the 8th, 2018. It was 888. And then again, and it was two eight triple eights that month. It was like August the 8th, and then it was August the 18th that month too, 2018. So it was
Yeah,
crazy that actually happened on that day. That was just crazy to me.
yeah. I never heard about the one on Lionsgate. I'm actually looking it up right now.
Yeah.
So it's basically happening during the season of Leo, huh?
Hmm. And I'm not a Leo. I'm actually a Pisces. I mean, there's a lot of
Oh yeah,
Leos in my family.
yeah. I'm a Pisces too.
Oh, you a Pisces too? When's your birthday?
Uh, March the 8th.
My birthday, March the 8th.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Hey.
Yeah, ain't that something?
Pisces in the building.
Pisces in the building, same birthday and everything. Look how the universe put us on the panel at the same damn time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And
y'all
and
about
the
to
crazy,
feel
hey,
this.
and the crazy part about it is that we've been knowing of each other for like
A
over a
few
year or so.
years. 'Cause I met
Mm-hmm.
you through the money bag. Not money bag. Trey
Yeah,
Money. What's his name?
yeah. Money boy Trey George Chichek.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to say money bag, yo. I know it got something to do with some money. But I had actually met Money Boy in Joy. They had came to Arkansas.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember that they had took a trip to Arkansas. I
Yeah,
remember that.
yeah, I remember that. I think it was one of their birthdays. But I actually stay up the street from Joy. Joy stay off Flamingo somewhere, and I stay off Flamingo.
Oh, really? Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause I frequent Vegas like all the time because I have family that stay in Henderson. So
Oh, really? Do you ever come towards the strip? Because I know Henderson
sure.
probably about 20, 30 minutes outside Vegas.
Yeah. I always go to the strip every single time. Matter of fact, I always do my best to stay at a hotel that I never stayed at on the strip.
Oh, okay. Well, next time you come, hit me up because I stay like probably 5 minutes from the strip.
You you know what? I actually was going to come to Vegas too because I was in LA. I think a week ago I was in LA and I was going to come to the strip too, come to Las Vegas, but I ended up canceling my LA trip because I needed to come back home to Texas because it was something important that I needed to take care of. So I canceled the trip early. But yeah, that was my whole plan. I was going to be in LA, stay in LA for couple more days. Then I was going to go to Vegas and visit some of my family in Henderson to go to the strip for a little bit. Then catch my flight out on that Monday,
Oh,
but I ended up
okay.
canceling it.
I'm
Yeah,
actually
I be through. Yeah, I love Vegas. Vegas is pretty cool. I like Vegas.
yeah, it is cool. I love the vibe. And you know what? I actually had came here for the first time. It was like my birthday was March of 2022. Hold on,
Hmm.
it was 2020. Yeah, it was 2022 because I came out here March of 2022, and I came. Let's see, back home the last week of March. I ended up putting my house up for sale. It sold the first day, and we ended up closing towards the end of May. And I was out here living in May, living out here, and been out here ever since May of 22.
Yeah, so you moved to Vegas for new beginnings.
Yes, I moved out here for new beginnings, and I love it. I
Yeah,
love it. It's a
yeah,
whole
nothing wrong
vibe.
with that.
It's a
Yeah,
whole
because
vibe.
yeah, I'm not gonna. I ain't gonna lie to you. I also have family in Arkansas. I think it's like Magnolia and stuff in that
Oh,
area.
yeah. I can even
But yeah,
Magnolia.
it's it ain't nothing out there in Arkansas to be honest.
It
Really ain't
ain't
nothing out
nothing
there.
in
So I don't
Arkansas.
blame you. I don't blame you unless you're going to the city like Little Rock and stuff. But
Yeah, and I was living
the
in Little
country.
Rock. It still ain't really nothing going on in Little Rock. All the clubs that closed down.
Hmm.
I mean, it's nothing to do but eat. It ain't nothing
Yep.
to do but eat out there.
Eat
Now,
and hunt.
yep, eat and hump. That's it.
Yep.
I promise. It probably do if a person into like, recreational drugs, it's a lot of drugs out
That
there.
too. Then
I feel like
occasionally you
to get
could, uh,
high.
yeah, occasionally since Louisiana is right across the street, you can go to the boat and do
Oh
that.
yeah,
But that's
yeah.
it.
And then they got that casino down in Mississippi too.
Yeah, Mississippi. Yep.
And
Hmm.
then they
Hmm.
opened up the casino in Pine Bluff, and then they got
Oh, really?
yeah, Pine Bluff got a casino too. But Pine Bluff
Huh.
is still the country. It's still real
Yeah, it
country.
is. That's why it's shocking. I like Palm Bluff got a casino. They ain't even nothing out there.
Oh, it's so many mosquitoes out there. Oh, and it's another place that they be kicking it to is Hot Springs. Now Hot Springs
Hot
pretty fun.
Spring. Hmm.
I used to spend my little birthdays and stuff in Hot Springs. We used to have a lot of fun out there. Yeah,
Yeah.
it
So
was
let me ask you a question. Is the cost of living different in Nevada than it is in Arkansas?
in Nevada from Arkansas. I'm gonna compare this, and that's just like where I live at now because I didn't move out here and get another house. I live in an apartment.
Hmm.
The average 2 bedroom apartment, a decent 2 bedroom apartment, will run you anywhere from maybe 900 to maybe 1,500. 1,500. That's on the high end. That's like if you want a washer and dryer hookup, this, that, and the third, and you just pay the light bill. So I'm on the lower end. I paid like 1,000 for my 2 bedroom, and compared to Arkansas, let's say if you used to be in a rather decent neighborhood, a decent 2 bedroom will run you somewhere maybe from 7 something on the low end. On the higher end, maybe 11 to 12 something. So it's maybe just a few $100 under Arkansas. But the thing that I can say is differently is that it's more to do out here. Like, yeah, you may be paying a few hundred more in rent, but it's a lot more to do. And you can really enjoy your life a little bit more out here. And then it's like sunny all the time. Like, even if it's a little cool, for the most part, 260 some days out the year, it's gonna be sunny in Las Vegas. Now,
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
when it rain,
Hmm.
honey, it rain. And
Yeah,
usually, you know the
yeah. It normally be cooler when you be heading towards the mountains, in that mountain region. That's when it
ooh,
get like really cool, especially at night. But other
ooh,
than that, yeah, it be it be really sunny. Sometimes be extremely humid out there, depending
ooh,
on
yeah, it be
you
hot
know.
in the summertime.
Hmm.
The summertime, it be hot. Oh my God. It's like you have to get used to the heat. Like people
Yeah.
be like, oh, I live in Vegas. And they be like, oh, hey, you been out there for a summer yet? You ain't really lived out here till you been out here through the summer.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've been out there. I've been out there in the summertime.
Yeah.
Shoot, I guess in a way, since I live in Texas, we be having like 110-degree weather too. But our summers is different from Vegas summer. I could tell you that right off the bat.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all, Vegas heat is different from Texas heat for real. You know,
Oh, yes. I think Texas heat is more on the humid side.
it is, it is.
And then with
That
Vegas being
that that.
a desert,
Hmm.
Vegas
Yeah,
being a
that desert
desert.
heat is on another level.
Oh, yes. Oh my God. Oh, you just feel miserable. And you got to make sure you drink a lot of water. And then you got to make sure you either have like one of those little water things at your house where you buy the big old jug and hook it up to the machine, or you just got to buy bottled water because the water quality here is crazy. The water it don't taste good. I can be honest and say that the water do not taste good, but it's beautiful out here. And then it's always a real nice restaurant to go eat at.
Oh yeah, yeah, facts, big facts. So have you ran into Keith Lee yet?
Keith Lee, who is that?
You don't know who Keith Lee is? Keith Lee is the he's on TikTok all the time. He's a you might as well call him a food reviewer. And so basically, but he's in Vegas, by the way. He's not in Vegas right now. He in Texas doing food reviews in Texas right now. But he's a TikToker. He do food reviews, and he
Oh,
started off doing a lot of food reviews in Vegas, telling you, this certain mama pop shop, their food is good or it's not good or whatever. But he real popular. I'm shocked you ever heard about him.
oh, okay. Hold on. Let's say something about a wrestler. Oh, okay. Food. Okay. Oh, okay, okay. That's him. Oh, I seen something about him on he had made it to the blogs one day last week. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of YouTubers was talking about him because he had recently visited Atlanta, and he was doing food reviews in Atlanta, and Atlanta was setting up where he was giving Atlanta the business. He was set up and giving Atlanta like bad ratings all across the board, and
Oh,
it really wasn't because of their food. It was really because of their customer service.
oh, they had bad customer service.
And to be honest,
I
and to
heard
be
that.
fair, and to be fair, right? I've been to Atlanta before, and to like their restaurant. Say he ain't lying. Their customer service is not on point at all,
I
especially
was
them
just
being
gonna say
black
that.
owned.
I visited Atlanta for my birthday, NBA All Star Weekend 2021. And yeah, the customer service, they ghetto. They ghetto.
Hmm.
In Atlanta, they is ghetto.
Yeah, so he gave Atlanta the wake up call, and so a lot of content creators was talking about that. A lot of people was talking about that. Chad Ochocinco, he was on talking about it. Chad Ochocinco, he was getting upset because he felt that Keith Lee was talking down on black business, but that ain't what he was doing. He was just giving a review and being honest with it, you know.
You gotta be honest. And you know what? I heard that people was calling threatening that man.
Yeah, they were. They were. They were separate collar threading. Then another thing about it is that Keith Lee, he gained so much popularity, right, that he actually had power. He had
Oh,
power to either make people pull up at the restaurant in the thousands or to shut their whole entire restaurant down based on
oh,
his review. But he don't the thing about it is that he don't abuse that power. You know, he be humble with it.
that's good. That hamburger he eating look good.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Let me hear what he talking about. I'm gonna push play just a second.
It's gonna be like a normal 3-patty burger. Because when I think of a 3-patty burger, I think of a lot. So like it's gonna still be like white and crispy like that one. I was right. This is delicious, bro. Again, it's very nostalgic. I wish I had more additives, but in my opinion, this is a really good burger. Simple, done extremely well in my eyes. Pickles, tomatoes, ketchup, mustard, cheese. This is slightly better than a regular for me. 9.4 out of 10. I wish I had some bacon. I understand it's simple, but I feel like bacon would take that
Ooh,
over the top.
that
Last but not
food
least, the
look
fries,
good.
golden, crispy.
That food look good.
You want to know what's crazy about this is that I had reviewed his life story, right? Another content creator did a one review on he'll talk about his life story, how the way he started off, right, and where he's at right now. He started off as a MA fighter, right?
Oh,
And so he ended
really?
up ending his career as an MA fighter. And so one day he just decided to go on TikTok. And when he was on TikTok, he was just doing random stuff on TikTok at first. Mainly talk about his family, doing a little bit cooking every now and then. Then one day, he decided to do a fruit review in Vegas. And so he
Mm.
did a fruit review in Vegas and it started popping off. And so the rest is history. So do you know this dude getting like almost like $1 million endorsements and sponsorships and stuff just for him to do a food review? People inviting him out to do food reviews, and then I'll start with him just talking about a restaurant.
Oh, wow. That is so cool. And he had such big influence.
Mm-hmm.
That hamburger
Yep.
just eating looked it good.
Yeah. And that to be honest, seeing Keith Lee doing something that he's passionate about doing and he's doing it on the influencer level, that motivate me because for the simple fact that I know that if Keith Lee could do that, I know that eventually my channel is going to be the same exact way, where
Yes.
eventually it's going to blow up. Long as I stay on the course and be passionate about what I talk about, the right person's going to look at it at the right time, then.
And the right people gonna flow. That is so
Hmm.
true because I spent a lot of time on YouTube just trying to figure out what I wanted to be, what I wanted to do on here. And I just had to come to the fact that I love speaking about our community. And to be honest, it takes a brave soul to tackle things dealing with our community because we
Facts.
have a lot of people that are unhealed. We have a lot of people that have been through a lot of things or still going through a lot of things. We got a lot of people holding on to a lot of hurt that happened from our community. And it's just like I know it's not the easiest thing to do. Just like, I was talking to Majestic earlier and showing some of the comments from when I had posted a certain thing on Facebook, and I had so many comments like people like really not liking what I had to say about Aaron Hall. And I'm like, y'all actually not liking what I'm saying about what Aaron Hall said that he did, but y'all not under the comment section over there on Instagram under the video when he was talking about the disgusting stuff. So like you have all this to say under here, but you're not talking about him over there. So it's just like you tackle a lot of things that a lot of people haven't touched on, and it opens up wounds. It's almost like you ripping off band-aids.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, facts. One thing I learned as being a content creator is that we have to learn to have tough skin. And what I mean by that is that we got to learn to take the positive in as well as the negative. Now, same thing with me. I have that same situation because normally I have a YouTube channel, but I also have a TikTok as well too.
Oh, I gotta
And
follow you over
I
there. I'm over there.
oh yeah. So sometimes I do little clips of my podcast and I put it on there on TikTok. And
Mm,
so I have feedback on there where people either agree with it or disagree with it or they try to fix whatever. Same thing on YouTube. And so what I learned about that is that I have to embrace that. I have to embrace that people is not going to agree with me. I also have to embrace that it's going to be people who just not going to like me for
yeah,
whatever the case may be. Whether it's I'm talking about a certain thing. They don't agree with my talking point. They probably don't like me because how the way I look. They probably don't like me because of how the way I talk. I don't know. I don't care. But
yeah,
I have to embrace all that in as me being a content creator. Because if you don't embrace all that in, then what's going to happen is that one day you're going to look at a certain comment and you're going to take that comment personally, and it's going to motivate you to try to shut your whole thing down. And that's what they wanted to do.
yes. It'll push you to stop even trying to do it. And I
Hmm.
said that's something I would never do. And just admitting, I think when it comes to like when I speak on topics, I actually be looking for the people that disagree. But I'm gonna tell you this: looking for the people that disagree, I feel like you can come to an understanding with some people, but it's some people who don't want to understand, and I think that's where I get a little frustrated. And it's not in the frustrating part where, oh, I just want to stop doing this. Like, I don't ever, one thing I never want to do, and I know it'll probably be the easiest thing to do sometimes when it comes to the different things that we come in contact with in our community and stuff like that. You can get really frustrated and then make it where you like, oh, the heck with them. They're never gonna learn. I'm never gonna look at it like they will never learn because I believe it's still some people out there. It's like right now it's 6, 7 people in the building. I feel like if I could reach one of them, I done something. When we
Yeah,
look up
facts.
and it's 100, 300 in the building, out of 300 people, if I can reach 25, 30 of them, I feel like I done did something. So I
Yeah,
know
facts.
there may be little small pieces of a percentage of people that it will reach. That's why I'll never stop. And
Facts.
and
And
those
I
little parts bring about a big change.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, I agree. And I can relate to you on that because it be times where I be on during my shows, right? I have people come in and they be like totally engaged. You know what I'm saying? They be giving me feedback, whether it's positive or negative, and it be great. Then I be having days where it be zero, like literally zero,
Yeah,
nobody
like
there.
zero
And
people
it's
in
me
there.
talking.
And you
Yeah,
just
it's
keep
so
talking, and you be like, I'm just gonna go on and talk and get this out, even though ain't nobody listening.
yeah, facts. But what I do in that situation is this: I pretend that there's still a lot of people listening to me because I know
Yes,
that I know that the reality that it's not nobody listening, but I know the reality is that once when I end this live, people could go back and watch the replay.
yeah, people will go
You
back
know,
and watch
so
it.
exactly.
That is
So in my
so
mind, I'm
true.
thinking that it's always a lot of people watching me anyway. You know.
Yep, that is so true. It'll always be people watching. And I just look at it like this. Hey, maybe everyone, I always try to consider what people do because, I'm the fellow working person. So I always think, well, maybe they just got from work, everybody getting settled in with their kids and whatnot. So I'm like, they gonna watch the replay. And it's been times where I was sitting like watching a replay of a video I did, and I just like sit there and watch the views go up. So I'm like, yeah, yeah, somebody coming back, somebody
Yeah.
coming back. And it's really encouraging when it comes to those videos you did a long time ago, and you'll
Oh
wake up
yeah,
in the
yeah.
morning and see somebody comment on that long time ago video.
Yeah, facts. I had it happen to me plenty of times. It was like videos I probably did like a year ago, and I go back and next thing you know, it'll start hitting like do 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 like everybody just start coming in and they start sharing it out and stuff, and it slowly start having like a trending moment, you know. And that's what happened with a lot of my videos, because I always talk about a lot of trending topics on my channel. Then when I give my perspective about it, it be something that people don't expect for me to say. You know what I'm saying? But I
You
say
got a
it
lot of
anyway.
if I'm not mistaken, didn't you get a lot of views off of talking about Will Smith and Jada?
Yeah. Yep.
Yes, I think those were the videos I seen you get a lot of views off of. That Will Smith and Jada
hmm
situation. So we talking about the culture. What do you think about the dynamic of Will Smith and Jada marriage? What do you think?
Um, that's from my observation. I honestly believe that Will Smith is a simp. I honestly believe that he really is. He's a simp. I believe that Jada is the type of modern day women that I talk about on my channel all the time, with that modern day woman behavior. I believe that Jada, after when Tupac had passed away, Jada found an opportunity to capitalize on someone, and she's seen that in Will Smith, and she just capitalized on it. And Will Smith thought it was an opportunity, but it really wasn't. So
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is what it is. And so
that's
that whole situation with a alleged marriage, fake marriage, whatever you want to call it, you know what I'm saying? Not it's not a good look if you're trying to look at it for us like us trying to give relationship advice for us marriage. I wouldn't look at their relationship at all. Period.
that's not goals. Jada Pickett was never goals to me. It was never goals. But I remember back home, I got a friend girl. Oh, I haven't talked to her in a long time. I'm gonna have to call her. But I remember Jada and Will. That was my homegirl favorite couple. Jada and Will was like marriage goals to her. And I remember when the situation. I remember before everything hit the fan about the August Alsina situation. And I remember telling her, I was like, girl, Jada, she messing with August. She was like, girl, Jada ain't messing with that boy. You know, he had a pill issue and that's her son, best friend, girl. She is not messing with that man, girl. She is in love with Will. She not cheating on him. I said, girl, look at this picture, girl. I showed her that picture when I was on that red carpet. I said, this is a picture of a man who hit that. And I remember I told her that, and when the situation resurfaced, I was like, girl, I told you they were messing around then. She was like, yeah, you did say that. But I feel like this when another man is in the picture with a person's wife, you never hold a man holding a woman where her lower back is or lower, or if you're touching her lower back, that's an intimate picture. That's just to me. I don't know what you think. You're married, right?
I am.
How would you feel if a man was taking a picture with her and was holding her back, like holding her back or lower? Don't that look inappropriate?
Oh, now, no, it's inappropriate. I'll be going to the courthouse immediately and terminating that relationship. No questions asked.
Thank you. I know that's right. I know that's right. Because when I looked at that picture, I was like, nah, that picture ain't right. Because and speaking of that, because I remember flashing back to this other incident, not Jada Neal, but I remember. Did you ever watch the Love and Hip Hop?
Nah, I wasn't too
You
much
remember
into reality TV.
I remember it was this one show, this one clip that went viral from Love and Hip Hop, though, and it was Rick Ross, the rapper Rick Ross, and he took a picture with Joseline. This was when Joseline and Stevie were like together. And Rick Ross was holding Joseline the same way, like he had his hand on her lower back. And Stevie was like really mad, like, don't take no picture like that. You're supposed to be a woman who got a man. You do not let no man pose with you in a picture like that. And I'm a single woman, and I know that, like, come on,
Then also you gotta take into account that some people in Hollywood is Hollywood. See things that we see that's inappropriate. It's not inappropriate to them. It's normal
it's regular.
behavior for them. hmm
Mhm.
just like when she was explaining about her situation with August. She didn't call it cheating. She called it an entanglement because that's
Yeah.
how the way they are. They word like that in Hollywood. I wouldn't be a bit surprised on Will already knew all this stuff was happening, and he Will probably had him a woman doing his thing. Jada had August doing her thing, and they just all come together and kumbaya.
Oh, I could believe it. I could believe it too. I really could believe that. I think, it just comes off to me as an arrangement.
Yeah,
And you know what? At the end, some people, when they're together, they gather a lot of bills, and it's just not always easy to leave out them bills. I mean, sometimes what they say is cheaper to keep her.
yeah, facts. I also made this point too about Will. The reason why Will is not going to leave Jada is because of they prenuptial agreement or NDA, whatever you want to call it. Right? There's something that now I don't know this to be 100% facts, but I'm just assuming is that it's something within that contract that's prohibiting him from divorcing Jada. Maybe it could be because Jada could get if she leaves, she could get what you call that, spousal
Oh,
support. She could get spousal support from him, not to mention child support if the children have an aged out child support.
oh, yeah,
Different
yeah.
things like
You get
that.
that
And on top of yeah, then on top of that, they have acquired a lot of community property together too. So that's the reason why Will is not going to divorce her because they acquire so much of that, and it wouldn't be beneficial for him to leave that. Nor with Jada, it wouldn't be beneficial for her to leave out that. So that's why Jada going around and saying that they always been separated. Allegedly, they been separated because she know that if she get out of that relationship, that she gonna have to share her community property with Will, just like we're gonna have to share that community property with Jada,
Yeah, they're
and
gonna have
the
to
other
split
things
some
that are gonna
things
come
up.
with it.
They're gonna
But they
have
don't
to
want to do
split
that.
some things
So
up.
it's
I
cheaper to
think,
keep. It's cheaper to
yeah,
keep
it's
each other.
cheaper to keep her. And I was wondering this because I've never actually been married before, so I don't know. When it comes to two people that's married and no one has a prenup, because they say they don't have a prenup. How does that situation work when nobody got a prenup? How do that work?
Once we become married, that's the whole point about community property. Once we become married, whatever type of assets that y'all acquire together, the moment when you sign that contract, which is the marriage license, right? That's when it becomes community property. But anything prior before that, it's not community property. Like, say for example, you are a millionaire, right? Prior before you married, right?
Mhm.
And then you're not married a dude who's also a millionaire, right? Them are assets that y'all had gathered prior before the marriage. Okay. So y'all get married, then let's say, both of y'all decide to put up $1 million and $1 million to build a business together. That business together is considered as community property. So whatever one assets that you gain from that business is community property. So if you were to get divorced, then yeah, you'll have to split whatever it is between each other. Whether it's
Oh,
50-50, 80-20, wherever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? But if you have a prenup or NDA, whatever you want to call it, right, built in, right, then you could say in a prenup, like, well, we're not going to, this business that we're putting together, right, we're not going to include this as community property. And you sign a contract saying that you're not going to include it with community property. You know what I mean? So
oh,
that's
so
the
they do all
difference.
that in the court while they going through the divorce.
Well, if you don't want to consider that business as community property, you'll do that prior before you get married, or you can even do it while you're married. You could be married and you could just and y'all just so happen to get a business together. You end up getting a type of prenup agreement or some type of contractual agreement stated that if this situation were to happen, then we're not going to do it this way. We're going to do it some other way.
Right. Okay, that's how it go. Okay, okay. And then basically, like, if you came to the marriage with something, then you're walking away with it.
Yeah, facts. And this is the
No
reason
freedom.
why in yeah, this is the reason why that men in the manosphere community and the red pill men who are part of the MGTOW movement as well too, passport bro movements. This is one of their biggest arguments is because they will meet a woman who came into the relationship with absolute zero, nothing,
Especially
right?
those women that they're
They get
married overseas. A lot of those women overseas have
yeah,
nothing.
yeah, zero. And so they end up getting married, right? And they didn't sign no prenup or anything like that. So guess what? If that woman were to divorce them, right, guess what? She's gonna walk out the relationship with something.
Oh,
That's why these type of women normally they'll try to get married, but these type of women will also would do their best to get pregnant so they can have children so they could get child support.
mm,
Also with spousal support too, if the state has spousal support.
yeah, it depends on what state they're in.
Hmm.
How do you feel about the passport bro movement? Does it look successful? Because I hear a lot of bad stories coming from out of this situation. I see a lot of brothers on TV with their passport wives like getting embarrassed. And what you think about that movement? Like,
I actually
all the way
did a
around.
lot of talking about it. Yeah, I did a lot of talking about this, right? Now my only pushback is that if you're going to a foreign country for the simple fact that you're just trying to smash someone and trying to prove that you could smash another woman in another country, that I don't agree with that because personally, you could do that in the country that you reside in. If you can't do that in the country that you reside in, then there's something wrong with you. It is something
Yeah.
absolutely wrong with
Go
you,
out there to
period.
New York and
But
find a woman of all ethnicities in New York.
yeah, sure. As a matter of fact, you in Arkansas, you could pull up a country woman in Arkansas and smash her if that's what you're
Thank
trying to
you.
do, if that's your goal. But however, on the flip side of that, if you're generally trying to go to another country and try to find an actual wife, that's your goal and that's your intent, then I don't have no problem with that at all. There's nothing wrong with that, because I'm not gonna lie, how the way the modern day women is, and I'm talking about whenever I mention about modern day women, I'm not talking about all women. I'm just only talking about these women with this type of behavioral trait. Okay, but these type of modern day women, they have a certain behavior that is a desirable for certain type of men. So that's the reason why they like, what, we're not fixing to deal with these American women at all. We're just gonna go to another country and find women at these other countries who have traditional values. And that's the whole point about that. Now, if you're doing it for that reason, I have no problem with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Because at the end of the day, that's dealing with preference, you know.
That's true. That's true. And me and my sister was talking about that earlier. My sister, she married a African. She's married to an African. And she was telling me, Katie, that's what you need to do, girl. You get your weight down and come on out here and get you an African. And I'm like, yeah, I'm working on my weight now. I'm about to get it down. I wouldn't mind stepping out and trying that because, just like I hear a lot of men complain about modern women, it's a lot of modern men out here and they are just like irritating as well. So you got modern
Yeah,
women,
facts.
modern men, and it's like it's a whole mess. The whole dynamic of America and the things that were bred into us is just
Hmm.
not working. We can't collaborate
Yeah,
and
facts.
grow. Oh,
Yeah, facts. I also talk about them as well too. When we talk about modern day men, normally I call them beta males or beta male simps because it's all the same. But yeah, they have undesired behaviors as well too that that need to be dealt with, and it's women who they do the same thing. They go out their own way and try to seek out relationships in other ways,
other
but I
countries.
don't find it very common that a woman would go out into another country to find a man. But however, I know that um men would come from other countries Like that'd be say for example, Africa, right? They'll come from Africa to America to try to find an American woman, in that aspect. But
Oh,
what's coming to me, and then, like I said, this is my own perspective, but what's coming to me is that um a lot of women, especially like black women, how the way they divest from these type of black men with this type of behavior is that they're divest and go and start dating white men, Hispanic men, try to be, biracial, whatever, you know what I'm saying?
mhm.
Through what I have observed.
Oh yes, yes, they're stepping out a lot, and I'm gonna say this too when it comes to the dynamic in here in Vegas. There's a very huge amount of Hispanics, is everybody probably know out here on the West Coast. The Hispanic percentage is like in the 70s. It's probably like 75, 78 Hispanic. So you have a very small number of other, that's the Asian descent, black people, mixed race, and stuff like that. But I see a lot of black women with Korean descent men. So
Oh
I
yeah.
see I see it a lot when I'm out and about. I see different black couples that are still together, even though it's such a small percentage of us out here in Vegas. But I see a lot of black men with white women. But I don't, and I'm being honest, looking at it, that is 70 some percent Hispanic. I don't really see any Hispanics with any black people. And I can flash back and remember there was it was like a little short clip that Kevin Samuels did. It was very shortly before he passed, and he was talking about how the Hispanic woman is really the black woman's competition. He was like, it's not the white woman like y'all think, it's the Hispanic woman. Like, he was talking about how Hispanic women love some brothers. But since I've been out here, I don't see that. I see Hispanics with other Hispanics, and it's just me being out here around a large number of them. I have yet to see a black person with a Hispanic person, and that's even like when it comes to the black women and the Hispanic men. I haven't seen it. The Hispanic people are with the Hispanic people. just,
Yeah,
just being honest.
it's like that in the West Coast because I observed that behavior as well. But in the South, it's different. I see it a lot. I see it a lot of
Oh yeah, in
biracial
the South
couples.
it is. It's different.
Especially, y- yeah. I see a lot of Hispanics with blacks and vice versa, and also the once again the behavior is different. To a lot of the Hispanics up there in the West Coast, they believe in the traditional value of not commingling at all, period. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Between their race up there in the West versus the South. The South is more, as you say, more conservative, where, they do what you do,
You
long as
do
it's out
whatever
of
you
love
want to
type thing,
do.
you know?
Yep, that's true. That's true. You really just do what you do. You do what you do. And I just always say do what make you happy. If you feel like, you wanna thug it out with your people, and it's crazy that we gotta say thug it out, because it's kinda like us trying to love each other. It can be a little difficult sometimes with some of the dynamics that we face in our community. But whoever you decide to love, just make it worth it, Just make it count. That's all I can say. Just be the
Yeah,
best,
and
you know.
yeah, I do have a pushback on that statement. My pushback is this: is that you should love the person who you qualify for. Period. You know what I'm
Thank
saying? You
you.
shouldn't just um, pick and choose a person based on X, Y, and Z. You have to be really, really be compatible with that person. I believe what happens is that sometimes we get um so impatient in dating that we just settle for any old thing, you know what I'm saying? Or some of us be so used to the rejection because you be trying to qualify for something that you don't even qualify for, and you get rejected by that very thing, right? And
Yeah.
so you get you get discouraged, right? And so you just like, well, I'm just gonna settle. And that's when people start settling for these toxic relationships. They're trying to make these toxic relationships work. No. I don't agree with that out period. No.
No, that's
What
right.
we should do is that us individually, we should reevaluate ourselves and see where we at personally, you know what I'm saying, with our life and how the way we identify relationships. When we identify within ourselves how the way relationships should be within us, then that's the type of energy you're going to put out there for us, the type of relationship that you're seeking, without you trying to overstep your boundaries. Like say for example, I know without a shadow of doubt that I would not qualify for a Beyonce period because that is way
Okay.
over my qualification of a Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? Or a type of celebrity based on where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Now, I make pretty decent money and different things like that, but not on the caliber of celebrities. So I'm not going to try to go out there and seek after that type of person. But however, sometimes what modern day women do is that they know that they don't qualify for these type of men, but they still feel like they're entitled to them. So they'll go out and put themselves out there, knowing good and well that they messed up in the mind, knowing good and well that they toxic, knowing good and well they just got a relationship with a Pookie and a Ray Way, and feel like they qualify for that. Nope,
Yep. Oh,
not
you
at
are
all.
so right. We was just talking about that before I added you up. And me and my sister, we was talking about that earlier, and I talked about it with Majestic. And I was just saying a lot of guys, and I'm saying specifically speaking from guys that I've seen, especially back in high school, you had some of these guys that were probably 4 or 5 on a judgment scale, and they were looking for the most popular, prettiest girl in school. That girl that played all the sports, ran track, was on the dance team, a beautiful girl, long, pretty hair, Coke bottle shape. And that's the girl who they were always shooting their shot at, and she always shot them down. And they want to sit and say, man, don't no woman, don't none of these girls are like me. And we're like, no, it was actually average girls that were around 4s and 5s, like the number that you are, who actually liked
Hmm.
you and was willing to give you a chance. But you wanted the girl that looked like Beyonce. You wanted the Beyonce of the school because you felt like you deserved her.
Yeah, facts. And I'm
It's
I
on
was that
it's
type of
on both
person when.
sides. The women do it and the man do it too. A woman be talking about
Hmm.
I I heard a man say the other day it was a girl up in the bar and the dude brought her a drink, gave her the drink, and when she was like, if you don't make 6 figures, you can't talk to me. And he was like, whoa. And I was like, how did the girl look? He was like, she looked good. He was like, she looked good. But like he had said, it's not a big number of people that even make 6 figures. And
Which that's true.
when I looked up the status, don't you know only 18% of Americans make 6 figures.
Yeah, facts. And that's
And
one of the
we
biggest
still gotta
arguments
break
that
that
this
number
man be
down.
talking about too. Hmm.
Yes, we still gotta break that number down too. Urban Podcast, because you gotta consider how many of those people that make 6 figures are men. How many are black men? If you're just looking for a black man, how many of those are married couples who are together making the 6 figures? You got to consider all of that because those statistics are done actually off the people who file income taxes. So that's what these numbers come from. The men lie, women lie. The numbers don't lie. So when you
Yeah,
see that
yeah,
number,
facts.
you got to consider, hey, how many of these guys can I actually realistically get? Stop living like in a fantasy world because I just feel like you look up 10 years later, if this whole agenda is still being pushed, you got guys that want women to be feminine, fit, and friendly, and he got a beer belly. And then you have a chick, you got a chick that live with her mama and sleep on an air mattress, but she want a man that makes 6 figures. So when you have that, you end up with matter of fact, let me show you this because I had end up pulling this up. there is actually a decline in it's a big decline in people that's giving birth. Did you know that?
Yeah. I was reading an article talking about that. Yeah.
Yeah, let me look that up. And
Yeah.
a lot of people.
Yeah, why you looking that up? Well, when I was in high school, I wasn't that type of guy that was trying to go after the most popular girl. Now, my crew was, and the only reason why is because me and my crew, right, we was considered as like popular people at school. You know what I'm saying? But the only reason why I was popular was based on association or who I was around. But other than that, people know me as, the quiet guy who's the nerd. If you needed help with your homework, they came to me because I was considered as the nerd. So I didn't want to go after the popular girl at school and anything like that. But by the way, I ended up finding out that popular girls at school wanted to talk to me, but they was too afraid to talk to me.
Yes, they
Weird,
kind of
but
got
I
food.
never, but I never, I never went after them. You know what I'm saying? I only talked to people that was, that I felt that was on my level.
Yes, that, and you know what? That's why I look up, and I mean, throughout my younger years, I'm gonna say this, and then this is something that's really good that we talking about this, because I always hear people say, why is it that when a woman get in her 30s and she done had a baby by another man, why don't she all of a sudden want to get some standards then? That's because that woman got older and got wiser. That's why. So yeah, it sometimes it takes people a little longer to wise up. So when you
Yeah,
when you look at that and people be like, oh, she's in her late 30s or she's in her 40s and now she's talking about this, and that, and she won't accept this and she won't accept that. Well, yes, that's because she's in a state of mind where she's actually choosing better. Because you always hear the women complaining about the men who they got, and then when they all of a sudden in a position where they're like, no, I don't want a guy that's like this. I don't want a guy that's like this. I don't want that. They know what they don't want. So then you can figure out what you want when you figure out what you don't want. But I just noticed a big pushback when it comes to, us middle-aged women who finally get some standards. It's like people get mad at
yeah,
us.
yeah. We call that we call that revelation hitting the wall. Basically, when you get to about your early 30s, that's when these type of women will have that epiphany uh, that they want to change their mindset, that they want to do things differently, because at that point, their biological clock is ticking for them to have children if they haven't had children before, and also
Um,
they clock is ticking for them to want to be married, to want to be in the actual marriage. You know what I'm saying? So uh, it's not about the standard part that gives the pushback. It's about the entitlement behavior behind it. It's that, just like you stated earlier, it's that I feel like I deserve XYZ versus you understanding that this is where I'm at in life. I didn't learn different life lessons behind this, and this is where I'm at, where I know I could qualify for.
Yes, that is so true. That is so true. And it's all about, I think it's all about becoming the person that you want to attract as well.
Absolutely.
Cause I was talking to my sister and I was just telling her being in just, and I am being so honest, honey. I'm like opening up my diary and putting it on this panel right now. I told my sister I really, really, really feel like when a woman is like plus size, a plus size woman, sometimes it can make dating harder. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because in this just breaking down the whole scenario, people look at it like you're overweight. You should accept anything. So it makes it harder to choose a really decent quality mate. And I can remember in flashback to a bunch of years ago, I had lost like 70 pounds. So when I was smaller, I did notice a different quality of man versus when I started gaining the weight back. the type of man that was attracted to me then. So really, I just feel like I will be really comfortable to get into the dating life when I get myself together, because I feel like a person will look at you in a more respectable way when you have your weight down and you're in the best health that you can be in.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Because we don't want to get into a relationship where a person is unhealthy. They're unhealthy equals hospital bills. Hospital bills are very expensive. You know what I'm saying? So we don't want to be put in that. And this for both men and women. This
Oh
this is
yeah,
something
that's
equivalent
what I,
that
that's
a woman don't want to deal with a man who's unhealthy. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason. That's the reason why it's a big push for you to at least be healthy. When we use the term fit, that's what they're talking about, is being as healthy as possible.
yes, fit can just be being healthy. And just because you're skin and bones, that don't mean you fit either. Just being in your
No,
best
not
health.
at all. It don't mean that. Hmm.
Yeah, being in your best health. Drink water. Sometimes instead of eating a meal, drink a smoothie. You don't always have to eat. And I've been doing an intermediate fast, and I've lost a few pounds in the past few weeks. So the intermediate fasting, it's working so far so good.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah. That's real good. That's real good.
most definitely. I'm gonna stick to it. And once I lose my weight, I can make a channel about, my life of fitness. But
Facts.
oh,
Or you also could kind of start a channel right now that you could show your journey of your fitness too. That help too.
yes,
Because
just show
sometimes
me
people need to see the yeah, it's one thing to see a person already there, but it's another thing for a person to show their journey there. That way, you could develop an audience where they could walk with you on their journey. Then they also can influence them to do the same exact thing on their
oh,
journey, or they'll participate too.
that is so true. I got another page too. I can turn that into my fitness page most definitely. I already got the page. You got about 300 and some subscribers. If you guys stroll on the bottom of my page, it'll show that other channel. I think it's called I Love Las Vegas. That's the name of it. Oh, I wanted to read this too, because I know it's getting late. You probably got some things you got to do. But let me read this before we get off. Okay, so the depopulation birth rate. I wanted to get into this. I'm going to probably have a whole show, probably talking about this. I'm off tomorrow. So that way we can do, like, I can really do a real show talking about it. So worldwide fertility has fallen from an average of 5 births per woman in 1950 to 2.3 births per woman in 2021. An indication of the increase in control that individuals, particularly women, are able to exercise over their reproductive lives. Overall fertility is projected to fall to 1.2 births per woman by 2050. That's a big fall.
I'm explaining the reason why it is. The oracle pretty much told you why, but I'm explaining the reason why it is. But I'm not gonna do it
Yeah,
right now. I'll
what
wait
do
till
you
you do a show
think?
about it.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I could
I'll
do
go wait till you do a show about it. So we could so I can break this down for you. The
let
reason
me see
why.
what it is.
I'll go wait till you do a show about it.
Yes, and if I
But
do it, I
I
would love
mean,
to have you on here to speak about this.
hmm yeah, I'll certainly pull up.
Okay, what now? Why do you think the birth rate is on the decline? The population is upon us. Why do you think?
It's to be honest with you, I actually, matter of fact, I just before I came over here, I just got on the panel talk about what I figured ready to discuss, but it's dealing. The reason why it's dealing with the modern day feminism movement, and part of the modern day feminism movement is I say equipping modern day women with the right to choose to not procreate anymore, which they encourage women to do plan Bs or use contraceptives, all these different things. You know what I'm saying? They want another thing about it is that certain type of contraceptives that women use is actually damaging their reproductive systems. You know, birth controls, different things like that is damaging their systems significantly. So that's why it is a decrease worldwide, because this whole type of modern day feminist behavior movement is encouraging this type of behavior.
You are so right.
Also encouraging abortions as well too.
Oh yes. Oh, you sure right about
But that's the short end of the stick of it.
Oh yes. And if you remember when Roe versus Wade happened, that was like what, around 2021, 22. So the
Yeah, we had
article
reversed it. I did a show. Yeah, I did a show talking about that too.
and that's a big reason why they overturned Roe versus Wade, a woman's right to choose. They want to take that away because more women are choosing not to have the kids. And that's why we are where we are. You went from a whole in 1950 some when there was 5 out of so and so women having kids. Now you got 2 women having kids. That's a big drop, and that's what caused the decline. And like I was talking about this to my son, and I was just telling him, when it comes to any problem, you can never point to one thing. But the feminism movement is one thing that's affecting it. I would mostly say a big percentage of it is the economy. A lot of people are not want to bring their kids into this struggle, and a lot of us grew up in the struggle. So we're not one. A lot of the kids, like our nieces and our nephews, who are between the ages of 17 and maybe 30, that they just don't want to have kids because they're like, dang, I can't even afford kids. I can't even afford to pay back school. Well, the whole American dream I had of owning the house and getting a family has been flushed down the toilet because this messed up economy. You got the price of everything going up except for our pay. Everything is getting expensive except for our pay. I don't know if you've seen people on TikTok doing that little 10-year, 15-year little challenge where they had like a receipt where they went to a store and they brought the exact products and they showed you the price of it. Man, a lot of that.
Yeah, I say that. Yeah, I said for Black Friday. This on Black Friday was like the worst Black Friday that this economy ever
had. I said
ever had.
When I seen that Black Friday and how pitiful it looked and how no one was shopping, I said our economy is in a bad situation. Somebody got to do something. Because the plans that we've been doing here in America, these plans are not working for us. These are not working for our economy. There are women opting out of having children because of this economy, not because of this, just because of this economy. There's a lot of other things, and then you have a big flux of these podcasts. These podcasts with people up on these podcasts saying the stupidest thing they can say to go viral. That's discouraging people too. You have men.
I could agree with that.
I did a show about that. I'm gonna make sure I drop it in this comment section. It's social media in the latest podcast causing our society to be delusional. I did a little show about that, and I just feel like it really is making people delusional. So just like we were just talking about, the men want feminine, fit, friendly women, but they also want you to go 50-50. So they want you to be feminine, fit, friendly, and go 50-50. Come on now. You want me to go 50-50 with you. You want me to cook for you every day. I got to work 40 hours a week. I got to come home. I got to clean up. When am I going to have time to work out after I didn't work the 9-10 hour shift, came home, cooked, and cleaned up this house?
So let me ask you about this. Let me ask you about this 50-50 so I get an understanding. When you talk about 50-50, what do you mean?
I don't think there's nothing wrong with going 50-50. I'm going to say this. The relationships that I was in with my son's father, he paid all the rent and I paid the utilities and the phone bill, and we like split the groceries.
Mm-hmm.
So that
Gotcha.
was what we would call 50-50 with us. And that was a comfortable dynamic that was very comfortable for us. I
Mm-hmm.
just think when it comes to any household, I don't think people talking about the dynamic of who pays what is really anybody's business. I just think people need to do what's comfortable for them in their relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the
Okay.
day, I don't even think it should be a subject or a topic. If it's a subject of, hey, he want me to go have on the mortgage with him, and he want to split the internet bill and the light bill, and he want to split the phone bill and this and that. So it's like, if y'all splitting everything, why don't y'all just tally up all the bills, split it down the middle, and both of you have that account where you pay the bills? He has his own separate account, that's his. You have your separate account, that's yours, and y'all put that money in that account for the bills and for the household products. Like, if it's such an issue, that's I think that's something that could be done. When it comes to me, or any relationship that I've been in, as far as my son and father, like, we never had no kind of argument, issue, or conversation about who's going 50-50. Like, that never been a problem. And then this another thing too. When you're going 50-50, the household needs to be 50-50 too. And when I say the household, that means y'all need to figure out days when it's their turn to wash the dishes, when it's their turn. Anyway, you pick up after yourself, period. When you finish using the restroom, wipe the floor up, clean out the tub. If you know you to drip some around the toilet, clean it up, clean out the sink after you brush your teeth, clean up after yourself. And we both take turns washing dishes, cleaning up the den. You do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I do it all the other days. Like, and then as far as me personally, I think I've probably been in maybe 2 relationships with guys that didn't know how to cook. Now that's an irritating relationship. I remember being in a relationship with a guy, all he knew how to do was make a George Foreman meal, but he really wasn't. I really wouldn't even include that as a relationship. Like, I was on
It
deep
was a
mode.
thing. It was
Yes,
a thing.
I was desperate, so I really can't even include that in the category of a relationship. But that was a relationship. That was a 50-50 relationship too, and that was a 50-50 relationship that ended where, like, I found out he really didn't like the work. He was just making enough money to meet his side of the rent, and it turned into a real struggle. Like, the last 2 months, I had to opt out of that relationship. I ended up setting up a U-Haul truck, and I ended up just like moving in with my son a couple of weeks before I ended up bouncing back and get another apartment. I like ended up ditching the apartment just to get away from that guy. So that was a situation where 50-50 went wrong. But that was a wrong relationship I never should have got in anyway. But being desperate causes you being desperate and looking at other people's relationships, and you're looking at other people moving on, having marriages and relationships, and you're at a certain age. And I got desperate, and that's why I got off into this situation. So I never put myself in a situation where I'm comparing my life to the next people's life. And I'm like, oh, I just got to get a man. I just got to get a man. But are you getting a man of quality? Are you getting a woman of quality? You know, but it's just like, no, that don't work. That don't work.
Yeah, so when we talk about 50-50, what we're talking about from the financial perspective, right?
Mhm.
50-50 is designed to create a savings, okay? That's originally what it was designed to do, is to create a savings. So if I were to give 50-50, like I'm paying like half of the bills, whatever, and you pay the other half of the bills. So essentially what's happening is that the remainder of the money that we acquire together should be going into a savings, so we can use that for like either a rainy day, or if we want to take trips or emergencies. That's the whole point of a 50-50 financially, right? But what happened is that since we're living in this modern day culture and this modern day behavior, women took that 50-50 thing and abuse it. They'll get a savings, right? They want the dude to pay all the bills while they still have income coming in, and they're saving their money for not for a rainy day, not for a trip, but anything that they personally want to do with their money. Okay.
Oh,
And so that's the reason why the men are having pushback about 50-50 because of the behavior behind it or the way of thinking behind it. It ain't how the way it used to be traditionally with 50-50. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happened. These women was doing that. So since women was doing that, men caught on to that, right? They're like, well, if you're doing that, I'm gonna do the same as that thing. I'm just gonna pay half the bill and I'm gonna use some money for wherever it is I want to do instead of bringing it together for whatever type of reasons in the relationship. And so that's what caused a split or a rift. And that's what caused a disagreement. And it came to the point where they start arguing about a man should pay all the bills, a man should pay for the full meal when you just meet a woman, all kind of crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Based on that mentality. But that's where that came from.
that's where it came
That's
from.
where it comes from. That's where it's at right now.
And you know what?
Because I'm married right now and stuff. Like financially speaking, that's what me and my wife does. We do things 50-50, and what we try our best to do is that whatever additional income that we have after that, we try to bring it together so we can either have savings or emergencies, or if we want to take a trip together, whatever the case may be, we'll bring that together and we can use that for that. It is beneficial. But however, there's another part of the 50-50 that I want to discuss too. Now, if we're talking about 50-50 as an overall relationship, then no, I don't agree with 50-50 in the overall relationship, because the overall relationship should be 100 and 100. You should be giving your 100% effort while she's giving your 100% effort, period,
That part.
in the relationship. So 50-50 financially, yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. But it should be 100%
I
in
mean,
the overall relationship.
yep, that's right. Oh, yeah, about 30 more minutes. Yep. Oh, it'll make it dark in here. Give me a little. Yep, that is so true. Because I just feel like this, what you just described, how people were like putting up their little stuff. You got a woman. I seen a whole viral video, and I bet you seen it before. This man had been giving his wife the money to pay all the bills, all the mortgage. Keep in mind, his wife didn't work. Don't you know, instead of paying the mortgage, she had brought like a $50,000 Chanel bag. Come to find out, the house is in foreclosure. Did you see that? He was
Yeah,
a passport
I said that
bro.
on
He was a
TikTok.
passport bro. That's why I was saying some of them passport bros be looking silly, like. But yeah, he was giving her the money to pay all the bills, and she was not paying the bills. She was buying bags and stuff like that. So when I heard you say that, I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. And it just sounded like to me, some people don't get into relationships so they can become a better part of their partner's life. They come to the relationship healed, financially stable, healthy, and they're ready to just travel, live life, and share happy moments with their partner. That's what a real relationship boils down to. We're sharing memories together. We're being happy together. But everybody goal is not that. Some people are just getting in relationships because of the sake that it's something about this relationship that's gonna give them a boost in their life. And it's something about this relationship that's gonna fulfill the needs that they need fulfilled at that time. Just like with
Yeah,
the
big facts.
situation I was just talking about earlier, come to find out, that gentleman was basically at the nose of homeless. I think he was homeless before he came out here with me. You know what I'm saying? So that him being in a relationship with me was beneficial for him because he had a roof over his head. And it's little signs, that red flags that I should have seen, but I ignored it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, a lot of people get into these relationships because they got things that they want to fulfill. You have women that are very financially challenged.
Yeah, facts. Yep, facts. Men too. Yep.
They very financially challenged, so they want to find. They'll just find a man if they living on an air mattress in their mom's basement or attic, and they run into a man that just got a studio apartment. That's more than what they got going on currently. So therefore, that's a big motivation for her to get in that relationship with that man to live in that studio. Cause he already there, he already paying the bills. The bills paid. He used to paying these bills. She just finna come around and lay around and lay up and don't really have much to offer. She could be in between jobs, probably not even trying to find one, and she just finding somebody she could lay around with. This relationship is beneficial. So people don't just get in people these days don't get into relationships because they want to share the greater part of them with another person. They're not looking to do that. It's all selfishness.
Yep, exactly. All selfishness come up a temporarily situation, wherever the case they want to call it. That's what it is. I agree.
A lot of people are what you call relationship survivalists. They just in a relationship
Hmm.
so they can survive, and it's just like they'll keep hopping from one relationship to another relationship to another relationship just to keep surviving. They just
Hmm.
living just enough for the city, living
Yep.
just enough. But but yes, I'm most definitely coming back with a video talking about the depopulation, and I wanted to talk about it was this let me see if I can find this thing. I had looked it up. Let me see if I can find it. There was a experiment done back in the 60s. Are you familiar with that Monahan report?
About the who?
Are you familiar with the Monahan report?
Mm-mm. Well, what's that?
Oh, okay. So the
I may
Monahan,
have heard of it.
yeah, the Monahan report. There was a report.
How you
There was
how you spell it? I'm gonna look it up right now.
Monahan. I think it's Moynihan in 1965. I did a video speaking very briefly about it. I think I had ended up getting busy that day. I wasn't really able to get into it, but that report,
The case about the Negro family.
yes, yes. So I ended up doing a video about that, and that's the report where you will hear a lot of men say this was the report that took us out the home. When I read through that, it's really not. It was a whole report put together after the civil rights movement because there was a lot of discrimination going on in jobs and schools and different places. It was a lot of opportunities that Black people didn't have. So it was basically them transforming laws and opening up doors so we had more opportunity to get education, to go to the military and get better positions in the military, not just send us on the front line so we can get shot and killed. It was just a whole report just to, and let me tell you this what tripped me out when I had finally read that report. I was like, these people have actually set up and created a whole narrative that's actually not true because they ended up actually making the system better so that the Black man could be on top in his community. But
Hmm.
they never took any of the opportunities. It was like the women took the opportunities. And the men were actually at home. The men who did leave the home, they left because they wanted to. Let me see if I can find it before I get off, because I wanted to do like a part 2 of that morning hearing.
I'm looking at the report right now.
You looking at it right now? Okay. Okay, let me see if I can find it, because I know it's a young lady I follow. You may want to check her out. She got some good content. I don't know if you like, because you're a man. It's kind of like a woman's type of channel. But when I say she gets off into it, okay. When I say she gets off into it, I gotta find that video that she was playing. But it was like, this is not true. These women did not choose welfare over their men. Those men were still in the house, and those men were benefiting from the welfare. And I remember in that video, let me see if I can find it. I'm gonna try to turn down. Let me turn this down, because it's just a particular part of the video that I did want to play. And I'm thinking, okay, because this is the part everyone remembered when it came to this whole video. Here. Okay, was it this one? That one?
You know, I'm kind of just skimming through this, but this report reminds me of another one video that was out called "The Vanishing Family."
Oh, I heard of it. That's what it reminds you of. Oh my God, I would love to talk about the morning hearing report with you. Because I think when it comes to a topic like that, I think a man and a woman should be able to voice, you know what I'm saying, opinions when it comes to that. Because I don't want to just get up here as a woman speaking from a woman point of view and don't have a logical man like yourself. Because I remember I was trying to have a conversation about something about our community. It was this crazy guy that jumped into my comment section, but this guy was insane.
Yeah, because this is a report right here. It's like a 95-page document.
Yeah, it's a
I have to
95
take
page
time and read it.
document. And he gonna say to me, "You didn't read all of it." I said, "It's 95 pages on it. I'm gonna have to have a part. I'm gonna have to have different parts. I'm not finna sit up and
Yeah, because I was just skimming through the first
12 parts like R. Kelly did.
Yeah, I was skimming through the first 5 pages of this. Just kind of getting an idea of what they was talking about. Yeah, I have to sit down and just really read this report so I could get an understanding. Then from there I could get like talking points together. With this and see what they said. So let me write this down real quick. So you said that the argument is that men were in the household while why the women was trying to qualify for welfare services.
Yes, the women still had the men in the household. They were like hiding the men's clothes whenever the welfare people came around.
Okay.
Yeah, so they was keeping their men in their house. They didn't get rid of their men. Them men decided to leave. And then not only that, they were already in a poor state. They were in a poor situation. And those men continued to pump them women up with more kids. When they did this whole documentary speaking about this, that's what I was going to show you. I'm going to have to go back and get the video that she was actually playing, because I don't want to just play a lot of her video. I was just going to show like a little few second part so you can get just the gist of it. But in this report, the women actually kept those men around. And I remember in the interview, I can remember this one little part, because she broke this down in 3 separate parts. But I remember this one part, the man had asked, the man was asking how many kids he got. And, you know, he had a big smile talking about how many kids he got. He was like, I got 6 kids, 5 different baby mamas, you know. But when he was talking about, so are you in the kid's life? He said that's her responsibility. She wanted to have the babies. I was just having pleasure.
Sound about right, huh?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
now, from me saying that, and from this video I'm about to play in just a second, from me saying that, can you understand why the birth rate is on the decline?
Well, yeah, in that situation, yeah, I can understand that because ugh, because when a woman get with a man who's we're just gonna be real about it. He was a fuck boy. She got with a dude that's a fuck
Oh
boy
yeah,
and tried to
he
turn
was
this
a
dude into a
pookie.
husband.
He was a
Uh
pookie.
huh. So that's why I kind of was hesitant. I was like, well,
Donna just
yeah,
said
but at
it
the same
too.
time, she choosing too, so she can't get mad because she choosing that Pookie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she
She
chose
can't
the
get mad about
pookie.
because she chose that dude.
She chose the pookie and got pookie results.
Hmm.
And had pookie
But
back.
that's what that's what that documentary series, The Vanisher Family, is talking about too. It's about
Oh,
these women choosing them Pookies.
that is
And
so.
they don't want to take responsibility of the children when they gave the disclaimer saying that they didn't want to be fathers, but yet it's still they allow these dudes to procreate
Yep,
with
they
them. You know what I'm saying?
procreated those guys. You are so right about that. So yes, Irvin, I wanted to play this. You guys out in the comment section, I see it's a few of y'all. Go ahead and hit that like button. Make sure you share this out and subscribe to the channel if you have not subbed yet. Okay, so I'm gonna play just a piece of this. I know, like you said, the Monahan report is so long, and I'm gonna make sure I find this video because the video that she's playing because I wanted to break that down when I'm speaking about the Monahan report. So actually, what I said I'm gonna do because usually I'm off either on Tuesday, Wednesday, or usually I'm off Monday, Tuesday. So every week, since the Monahan report is so long, I'm probably going to just break it down to maybe 12 to 15 different parts so we can really get off into it. Because I think when it comes to something that important, I think we should be able to break it down and just have different parts. You know, one show may be an hour and a half, one show may be 2 hours. But I
Yeah,
want to get
facts.
into it.
Yeah, facts. Then also with this type of report, I could dedicate myself to at least read at least about 5 pages, maybe either a day or so, depending on my
Yeah, just read
schedule.
like 2.5 pages a day
Mm-hmm.
and then highlight the things that you want to speak on.
Okay.
Yeah, and I can do the same thing, most definitely. So I'm gonna play this small little part because just skimming through here, I'm gonna say this part right here really had end up catching my attention. So I'm gonna play this.
Morality is created at the top and it is.
Oh, hold on. Oh yeah, shout out to the High Powered Podcast. Her name is Priscilla. You guys
Oh
make
Lord, Queen Maker. Oh
yes, the
Lord.
Queen Maker. Shout out to the Queen Maker. When I had looked up the videos about welfare, I had ended up running across her. I've been following ever since. So
Yeah,
yes,
but when you pulled it up, I was squinting my eyes. I'm like, isn't that Priscilla? But I
yeah,
didn't say
yeah.
that because I didn't know if it was really her.
Oh
But
yeah,
yeah.
that's her. That's her. So yes, listen to this. Listen to this.
It say the father's educational attainment of at least 3 years below that which is considered adequate for his age. Okay? You intimidate them, okay, being an older woman, not because of your age, but because of your intelligence. And they dumb. So they go for kids. And they've been going for kids. Okay? So this population boom that we dealing with, okay, with overpopulation and everything, is a result of the reckless male in his lowest savage nature. Okay,
that's what I wanted to play right there. I didn't want to play too much of it. And matter of fact, I'm gonna drop the link to her channel down in the comment section. I'm gonna make sure I do that because y'all want to follow her. Like I noticed I've got an influx of people that's following me, but I'm telling you, you follow her, she the truth. She the truth. She gonna break she breaks it down. When I say break it down like Hammer did back in the 90s, she break it down. So yeah, that part when she was saying, you know, there was a big boom in the population, and now, you know, back then we're speaking on the time 1965, there was a boom in the population. Now you fast forward 2021, it's declining, and that's why. Like you know, that man was saying in the video I told you that I watched. He said, "I'm highly sex. I like to have sex, and I'm not gonna stop my pleasures for a woman. If she want to have a baby, that's on her. She got to take care of the baby." Women are opting out, and they're deciding not to. They're deciding not to choose that. And just to be honest, I can't say I blame them. Who wants to be a single mom? And
Yeah.
and then who wants to be a single parent? Period. Because there's a lot of guys out here doing the single parent thing too, and they go through the same twists and turns we do. And it's not easy on either side, being a single father or a single mom. And then you look at the women who decide to do stuff like, you know, take a Plan B, or they go to the clinic and get it taken care of and rid of. I mean, I can't blame them, because I can honestly say I remember when me and my son's father was together, I kind of stuck around a little bit longer because of that fear. I stuck around in that toxic relationship because I didn't want to be a single mother. That was the last thing I wanted. Now, I can't speak for everybody. Some people, you know, have a baby by a guy that they're probably not even in a relationship with. So they know they're going into it being a single mom. Like, it's hard. It's nothing that I would have just woke up and said, I choose to be by myself with this baby. No. That was like a scary thing. And like I told you, when I was with my son's father, we went half on everything. So when I decided to let that relationship go and walk away from their relationship, I'm now paying everything. You know, I had to adjust to that. I'm used to having help, and now I got rid of my help. So even though, you know, thank God I was in a position where I was making the money to pay all the bills, but it wasn't easy. So most definitely, I'm coming back tomorrow, and we're gonna break down a few pages of this Monahan report. I'm gonna go and find that video so we can. I'm gonna be breaking that down. You are welcome to come, or even if you want to just be in the comment section. But I would love to have you back.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yes,
No
thank you
problem
so
at all.
much, Urban Podcast, for coming over. I really, really enjoy you, and I thank you for your time.
You welcome. I enjoy my time here as well. And I thank you so much for inviting me up to your panel.
You are so welcome. And we will be back tomorrow, most definitely. If you guys have not hit that like button, you go ahead and tap that like button down there. Y'all make sure y'all come back and check the comment section. I'm going to drop the link for Priscilla channel down there. Shout out to her. Keep doing your thing. And I most definitely will be back tomorrow talking about the Monahan report. Be back with another one. Signing out. Katie Talk 101. Peace.